going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel on this Wednesday, and this is Infinite Talk with a very special guest. Of course, I have my co-host here with me, John Talks. Hi, John.
Howdy.
Hi. Hello. We're going to be talking about some Canadian topics. So we have here with us tonight, as well as, of course, Dante, but he's American, so I don't know if he's going to know what we're talking about tonight, but not that that's
you Canadians speak a totally different language.
I know. It's like, what's going on, eh? But we do have a very Canadian person with us tonight, and a lawyer who's going to be going through some crazy stuff with us tonight about government overreach, as it's always been happening in Canada for a really, really long time. And I'm just so freaking sick of it. Welcome, Viva Frei. Hello.
Thank you very much. I should correct you, Nina. I'm now a former attorney because I voluntarily relinquished my license up in Quebec because I have no plan on practicing ever again, and even less of a plan of practicing in Quebec, where I'm sure I would never be able to show my face in front of a courtroom again.
Probably not. Are you planning on taking the bar maybe in the States and then?
No, I think at this point I've made myself what would be a liability for any client as an attorney. So if I ever have to get to a courtroom, it'll be through involuntary dragging me in.
That's hilarious. Well, welcome to the channel again. Once again, I welcome you. It's been a long time since I've seen you, but you made me aware of a story yesterday that I was just like, wait, what's going on? Because this is kind of like in my old neck of the woods, because I'm from British Columbia. Obviously, I'm from Vancouver, which is a little bit like the main city. But this is like interior BC. It's Edgemont. And it's very alarming what's happening to a bunch of birds, a bunch of ostriches. And I am going to have you explain, if you could give the audience kind of like the cliff notes of what's going on, what is the story, and what's up with the government overreach.
I'll try to keep it short because it is something that spans years. This is it's called Universal Ostrich Farm. It's an ostrich farm in Edgewood, British Columbia. They have been, since COVID, they shut down to the public. They've been doing sort of experiments on, I say experiments, they've been doing research on antibodies and eggs and COVID and things like that as relates to the ostriches, because when things shut down, they can no longer be open to the public. Mm-hmm. In December of 2024, so almost a year ago, the flock was infected with H5N1, allegedly. A bunch of birds died, like 60 some odd birds died, and the rest survived and went on living. This agency called the CFIA, which is the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. You'll ask why a food agency would be involved when it's not food ostriches. They basically give themselves jurisdiction. They come in, test 2 of the dead birds with anal swab PCR tests that were cycling to 40 cycles, which is quite a lot, and say they have H5N1. You got to kill all of the ostriches, even the ones that survived and that are no longer symptomatic or no longer sick. So they try to go to federal court to stay the order of killing them. They get a hearing and they get an injunction so they don't kill them. They go to federal court 5 months later. So in May, they have their hearing and they get their judgment. 5 months, the birds have been healthy. None of them have been sick. None of them have been dying. The federal court comes in and says, this agency's body is ratified. The agency, which is sort of a government agency, specialty court, their decision wasn't fundamentally unreasonable. And so we defer to the authority of this agency. They say you get to kill them. Mm-hmm. 5 months out, all healthy. They appeal that, get a stay to prevent the killing, go to the Court of Appeal in Ottawa in August. So we're like 8.5, 9 months out. Birds are healthy. Birds are not dying. Nobody's sick. The Court of Appeal says you get to kill these birds. They then apply to the Supreme Court for leave, yada, yada. They got an interim stay to prevent this agency from coming in and killing the birds. That interim stay was lifted, and it was just, they can come in and kill these birds. We're now 10 months out of infection. None of them are sick. None of them they're all healthy birds. Just they've got sick and they are hell-bent on killing them. And so there's been a standoff for the last 3 days now, where this agency comes with the RCMP, sort of the armed forces of the Canadian government.
The thugs.
I mean, it is nothing short of Gestapo. And I don't care that they say they're just following orders. We don't want to be here, but we're told. They are the armed branch of the government coming to enforce a kill order on ostriches that have been healthy for damn near 1 year now. Mm-hmm. And so it's become a big standoff. And, I've been involved covering the story for, I don't know, since May. So, a good 4 or 5 months. And it's come to the head now where they're literally there to kill these ostriches. They were setting up walls of hay to, I guess, kill them so that nobody could see it happening. There was there was a fire, but the bottom line is now they got an interim stay, again, an emergency stay, pending the Supreme Court deciding whether or not to hear the case. And so they've got like 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 days to prevent the killing. And in the interim, we're just trying to get every politician in Canada to pay attention to this. And the Liberals aren't paying attention to it because they're the ones perpetrating it. And the Conservatives are the biggest bunch of jackasses I've ever seen in my life. Don't think it's a big deal. Don't think it's a big story that the government can come in with totally unscientific reasoning and say, we're killing your animals, even though they're not sick, because we've got to stamp out this H5N1, which they don't have anymore. And so the argument is that, well, they might still have lingering traces. They might be shedding, yada, yada, yada. They might be susceptible of reinfection, which makes no sense because everything is susceptible of infection or reinfection. And you don't just go killing everything so it doesn't get sick. And it's just the tyranny of Canada that you have the jackboots of the government coming in armed, wearing their bulletproof vests, enabling another government agency, which is nothing but a Soviet-style agency, to come in and kill your animals, steal your property, and disenfranchise you of your basic right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, and it's crazy because right now they're also like, this is a developing story. It's an ongoing story because since this order has been granted by the Supreme Court, they are currently in the process of taking cameras down. They're still acting as if this order has not been issued. Earlier today, I believe a native tribe also declared that they were, what did they exactly declare? That they were basically off, this is their thing, so they can't touch them or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know which tribe it was. They came in and they said, we declare this unceded land, and you're not allowed coming in and killing the ostriches. It's the same thing in the States. You have, I call them Indian reservations just because that's what they're called in the law, but they have reservations, and they're basically exempt from federal jurisdiction. And so native reserves, RCMP doesn't operate on them. That's why they can, sell marijuana, sell
right,
things that you wouldn't be able to sell in federal jurisdiction. And so this tribe came in and said, this is unceded territory and you're not allowed coming in here.
I was so happy when they did that. I was like, yes, let's go, the natives.
No, use their stupid rules against them. And I made the joke, like, when they come in to kill the ostriches, the RCMP means Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Royal Canadian Mounted Police. They're on the horses. That they come in before they kill them, they should do a land recognition. We hereby declare that we're on the Ojibwe land, and we'd like to acknowledge it. Now let's go kill these animals. Look at these jackboots.
Yeah, these are the guys that are. So these police officers, by the way, have been there for the last like 2-3 days. They're trying to like put up fences, or they're trying to get in to take these ostriches down and like basically kill them. And now they're just basically starting to pick up on the fact, because the story is going viral and people are like, wait, if these are like diseased birds, like how come no one's like, wearing any sort of anything, like there's nothing going on. So they started to like, the people that showed up, I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, they put on hazmat suits when it's time to kill them, but for the last 3 days they've been running in and out, feeding them, interacting with them. These are healthy birds. Like, everybody has to understand that they might have been infected with H5N1 a year ago. They are healthy now, and worse than that, they won't allow the farm owners to test them for sickness now. They're literally prohibited from testing them under penalty of a fine and potential imprisonment. And they realize, like, oh, it's time to kill them. Well, we better make this look like COVID and wear these hazmat suits.
He just showed up. I mean, he's like wearing a hazmat suit. All the CIFIA guys, or CFIA, whatever it's called, they're all trying to like look like there's something going on here, guys. Like, we got to put on this show. We got to show up in hazmat suits now, even though like nothing's been going on, literally. So right here is they're trying to cover the cameras of the property. I've heard that they've been cutting wires as well. So
Viva, they have been cutting electricity. They have been. I mean, I don't know if they're jamming signals. I mean, they're doing obviously what they're doing so that nobody sees what they want to do. Right now, they cannot kill the birds, although they have jurisdiction over them. Daisy Media, he's a great guy, Daisy. Everybody should check him out.
Yeah, shout out, because there's a lot of people doing a lot of work, including Daisy Media.
Drea Humphrey from Rebel News is on site. She's been covering this, from day one. And what's amazing is it's like that episode of The Simpsons, sort of like the "I Didn't Do It" episode, where the thing takes on, or more like the one when the kid gets stuck in the well, and it takes on a life of its own. And we're like in that scene of the movie now where it's gone viral. People are making folk songs about it. People who never knew this is happening are paying attention to it. And the rental companies are canceling their contracts with the RCMP. They were kicked out of the hotel, the Holiday Inn in Vernon,
The
BC.
Holiday Inn, they like kick them out, which is great. Like I'm so glad that this should be happening. I am a little bit surprised that there's not more farmers there, because I feel like if there's more farmers, like more people showing up, would be a lot of more help to the people, because there's
no, absolutely. It is, I'd say, not in the middle of nowhere, but it's not. I mean, it's in British Columbia. It's across the country for the most populated cities. But no, what's amazing is people have to understand. Like they say, well, what's the big deal? It's just some birds, or they say maybe they're not sick. Like whether or not they have lingering traces that might. They're non-migratory birds that was never open to the public in the first place. RFK Jr. offered to take the birds for scientific research, and they said no. He offered twice. And so, my line here is, this is an insult to the Trump administration, and it's also posing an existential threat to America. If these birds have scientific value, Canada killing them is not just potentially risking the Canadian population. If they have scientific value, which RFK Jr. thinks they might, then it's denying potentially the world of what they have.
Well, they absolutely do, because this article from 2021, this is about this ostrich farm. It says ostrich farm developing antibodies that could be put an end to the coronavirus. This is from 2021, and it's about the same farm. So there's definitely like some things going on. I saw because I've been trying to get some people to pay attention to this, because this is important stuff with regards to like medical science and everything like that. And I saw Robert Malone retweeted or started paying attention to this as well, because I was tagging him on this, being like, did you see this? Because he's done a lot of great work about COVID and everything like that. And I feel like this is very much connected, because as we all know, they just want to keep you sick, man.
They want to keep you sick, and they want to keep you demoralized. Now, people also have to understand where this goes, and it's not hyperbole. The reason why they want to go after this flock, the argument is they're non-migratory. It's not open to the public. The argument is that it's open to migratory birds. So ducks, geese, whatever might fly through, get infected, and then fly off. So they treat these animals this way because they're outdoor animals. It is one step away from saying we're going to have to kill your cattle. We're going to have to kill your goats. We're going to have to kill your dog or your cat. If they are outside, they come in with the carcass of an infected bird. And
haven't they been doing it to chickens for a long time? Do they?
They've chickens for tens of millions of chickens. And everybody's understanding why are eggs so expensive? Because under the Biden administration, they were culling tens of millions of chickens. And so what do you think happens to the price of beef if they start thinking, well, now we got to cull the beef because they might be infected because they came in. So this is, on the one hand, one step towards that. Control the food, you control the population, and basically tell people any outdoor animal we can come in and kill. This is like Peanut and Fred, Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon on steroids. There's 398 of these healthy ostriches. Some of them are 35 years old, have been in the family for 3.5 decades. And the government's coming in and saying, well, they tested positive a year ago, so we want to kill them because we said we were going to kill them. You got your way along the way, and we're not going to let you have your way at the end. And meanwhile, Pierre Poilievre and that feckless, stupid, coward Conservative Party haven't said boo about it, and it makes absolutely no sense.
It's actually kind of insane that the leader of the opposition party, Pierre Poilievre, has not said a fucking word. And I have been going and like basically commenting on every single one of his things, being like, what's going on with the ostriches, man? Where are you at with the ostriches? Everybody's starting to do it, and everybody's been doing it for like days now, and he still hasn't let up. He's still like, there's like literally zero statement, and I'm at an awe about how there's nothing. There's absolutely zero comments.
I started like I didn't go from zero to go fuck yourself, Pierre, but I got to go fuck yourself because I started off polite. Maybe he didn't know about it. Maybe he's got a social media team that's not telling him. If that's the case, that's a problem.
No,
but there's no way. And so it's like, hey, pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. And he's tweeting about like the gun confiscation. which is an issue. Tweet about it next week because the birds might be dead tomorrow.
It's an issue, but it's an issue also because like he's trying to say like, oh, I'm working for the farmers. I'm trying to like make sure that the guns for the farmers don't get taken away because I care about the farmers. And we're like, yo, these farmers need your help right here. And he's like, hey, literally out to lunch.
They might take your guns away. Well, they're taking their livelihood away from this particular farm, and he refuses to speak to it. And my only conclusion is that I believe there's a pharmaceutical angle to this. I believe that Big Pharma doesn't want this farm to develop any antibodies, any therapeutics to potentially H5N1. And I believe that, unfortunately, the Conservative Party of Canada is just as corrupt, just as infiltrated as the Liberal Party. Maybe not as much, but they're corrupt and they're infiltrated. And Pierre, whether or not they get an official, I don't think they get an official order. It's just like, hey, we fund your campaigns. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Don't get involved. Some people are saying they want to let the Liberals do it so they can then pin it on the Liberals. That only works if you voiced the slightest opposition to it. So I genuinely think, first of all, I was polite with Pierre during the election. I said he was doing things wrong, and I was right. And I was polite for a few days. But when conservatives are making seemingly a concerted effort not to pay attention to this, at some point it goes to, you fucking idiots, pay attention, because these are the people you were elected to represent, and Canada is turning into a fascist, tyrannical hellhole, and you're doing nothing to oppose it as the so-called leader of the so-called opposition of the so-called Conservative Party.
Well, and it just shows me that he's not even a good politician, because any good politician knows that if there's a situation where the opposition is doing something wrong, that you have to pounce on that situation if if your constituents are like, hey, what's going on with this? And he's not even a good politician because he's not even smelling like where his, constituents are at. What he is so disconnected with the Canadians and the Conservatives that it's actually kind of mind boggling. Now, I did want to ask you about this here because some people have been obviously contacting their MPs. This is Barbara Bal MBA. So she was like saying how like people should be contacting their MPs and stuff like that. But she says to contact the CFIA, and she's like put the numbers down, and of course the RCMP, you can call them. But I guess what I want to ask you is if some people wanted to do this, what should they be saying? Like, is there something that we should be saying collectively? Like, I called and I was just basically like, I'm disgusted at how you guys are doing this, and test the birds again. At least test the birds before you kill them. Yeah. So obviously I did not get a hold of anyone. I just left a message, and I'm sure it's going to be just deleted. But
I'm waiting for Pierre to block me and like to block my calls. I left him 2 voicemails. I called the RCMP office, and I said, they sound sympathetic. They sound sort of like they don't want to be there. But if they don't want to be there, leave. Like, I appreciate it's a job, but what is, of what good is all the riches of the world for he who has forsaken his soul? You guys may not know this, but during COVID, there was the Whistle Stop Cafe that the guy stayed open. Police descended upon it. They broke him down. They shut him down. One of the police officers, who was the main police officer in that, ended up taking his own life. And I say, like, wow. I know it's like it causes devastation to compel people to do things against their will and against their conscience, not just outwardly but inwardly. And so, say no. It's like, oh, we're just doing our jobs. Well, you're just the armed branch of the government, so you are the problem. You are the Gestapo imposing the Nazi will here. And I'm using this terminology because Canada's not far off. I mean, first of all, saluting an actual Nazi in Parliament and giving a standing ovation, I get to call you Nazi lovers for the rest of your lives.
Yeah, but I haven't forgotten that.
And the Conservatives sat up there like a bunch of barking seals and clapped as well. So they didn't invite the idiot, but they clapped like idiots. So I mean, you just don't resort to violence, don't resort to threats, because they will arrest you, they will come down on you, and they will use you as the example for why you can't rationalize or negotiate with these savages. So
what should they say when they call? Like, should they just be like, I'm disgusted at this situation, I want you to test the birds, like let them go?
Well, I would say I'm disgusted, I'm repulsed, and just understand that if you just follow orders, you will never be welcome among civilized men again. So enjoy it. So you have to live in a community, and people will remember your name and they'll remember what you did, and just following orders will only get you so far with your friends and family, and maybe not even there, and maybe not even with your own soul in a year from now.
Great.
Jewish guilt.
That's hilarious. And there was also like a fire Has there been any news like at the farm last night? There was a fire, guys.
Yeah,
Like
in the
they're
bales.
actually somebody set fire to the bales. Like I woke up to that and I was like, oh my god, that like the people set their own farm on fire. So like they're like, we're just not gonna let you take it
Yeah,
from
this
us kind of
will.
thing. Like
So
what's happening?
they put up that like a sort of a fence of bales of hay. I think it was like stacked too high to
Mhm.
sort of not kettle them in basically. And apparently caught fire this morning, early in the morning. It's cold, it's humid, it's not exactly like lightning strikes. So it's I think it's clearly arson. The only question is it friendly arson? Like someone thought this would solve the problem, or
Yeah.
was it malicious arson? 2 of the ostriches have been killed, and they don't know who did, under mysterious circumstances. One was shot, the other one I don't know what happened to it. So we don't know. But you know, it might be a good thing also in the sense that if they can't keep this site safe, there might be other bodies, that administrative provincial bodies like the labor department, that can get in there and say, if you can't keep your workplace safe, we're going to get
Right.
involved. But
Wow.
it didn't amount to much. They put it out, and right now it's sort of like it's on hold for a couple of days until Supreme Court decides whether or not to take this up. It's just a joke. I mean, Canada has become not a joke because it's not funny, a tyrannical fascist hellhole where people should thank the government for being able to get out of their houses and walk around. And the right to own property is a privilege that the government can come in and snuff out just like that if they so choose, based on totally unscientific, totally unjustified and unjustifiable measures.
Wow, it's just unbelievable. Well, thank you, Viva, for coming by to explain all of it. I just wanted to kind of
Put it on
my
blast. Put it on blast. Tag Trump. Tell him it's an insult to his dignity as president that they made a gracious offer and Canada spits in their face and says, thanks for your offer. Here's a middle finger. Oh, and by the way, here's a little more fentanyl. Here's a few more terrorists coming over our border into your country. It was a middle finger to Trump. He has to understand that, and he should tweet out, I will impose retaliatory tariffs on Canada if they don't give me those ostriches.
Absolutely. Everybody, I've been tweeting, Viva's been tweeting, everybody go and follow like their accounts. And obviously, please retweet Viva, retweet everyone that we've been retweeting because they're the ones on the ground. What was the girl's name on Rebel News that's covering it? She's on
Drea Humphrey, Drea Humphreys, Phries. She's amazing.
Follow Rebel News and her Drea, and she's been doing great work. She's on the ground right now. Follow everybody and just retweet. We got to get this. We got to get this going. And thank you so much, Ian, for the 50, and says, and the ostrich eggs are you.
Well, no joke, brother. Like I eat ostrich meat. It's delicious. I eat ostrich eggs. They're delicious. Yeah,
I've never eaten ostrich
it's a
meat.
red
John,
meat.
have you ever eaten ostrich meat before?
No, never.
Dante?
Ostrich meat? Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like it's a red meat bird. It's lean.
Yeah.
It's like filet mignon with no fat.
Like chicken?
No, yeah, I had
probably high in protein.
Yeah, I had ostrich tacos out here. It was pretty good.
Ostrich tacos? That's crazy. I've never.
It was wild, man, but it's good stuff.
That's
Nina, when you're done, go put in Viva Frei ostrich. You're going to see ostrich omelets, ostrich meat. We put an ostrich egg in a vat of vinegar, to do the bouncy egg thing. It took over 2 weeks to dissolve the shell in vinegar.
Oh my god, I'm totally going to do that. Viva,
yeah, I got a whole lot of repertoire. All right, thank you
so much for being here.
I monopolized the talk, but thank you very much for having me.
You're good, man.
You're the best. Thank you, Viva. Bye.
I appreciate it, bro. Take care.
Night. Wow, everybody, Viva Frei. Oh my god, hold on. I have clapping sounds. Hold on. Yes, Viva. No, that wasn't. Oh my god, that was terrible. Oh my god.
Worst clap ever.
Yes, Viva. Viva. And for the ostriches. Everybody ostriches. Yes. And also, thank you, Ian So Forth, for the 50 pounds. That's a lot of money. Thank you. Also, we had a raid during the talk. So thank you, Robert, for raiding the channel on Rumble, which we are live on. So everybody go and smash the like over there. Make sure you're sharing the stream because it's important. And then Doc Brewski sent in $1.99 and say, okay, your promo worked. I'm here for bird talk. That was an interesting bird talk, right, you guys? Like, what did you think of the story, John? What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. It sounds like it's important. It's definitely important to some people. Yeah, I mean, in terms of freedoms. all that stuff, especially in Canada of all places. It's an important thing. So hopefully Pierre gets on it. I just have to say, I don't know, like after losing the election to, what was it, Carney?
Mm-hmm.
Respect was lost for Pierre.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it felt like Justin Trudeau kind of set him up for a W.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he fumbled it.
It was like almost a slam dunk. And then he just completely fumbled it, because you know what it is about Pierre. And this is why I say he sucks, because Pierre is a career politician. And you would think that by now he would have learned to be a good politician means to go like sniff out instances like this where you can get your constituents to be like, yeah, that's right. You know, the opposition leader is stepping up for us. Like this would have been an easy dunk, easy layup for this guy, and nothing. He just keeps fumbling. He just keeps fumbling the freaking ball. I'm so sick of Canadian politics anyway. I think it's just, man.
But it's not just Canada though, man. It's if you look at the UK, I mean, it's literally, I'm telling you right now, if Kamala would have won, we'd be in the same place right now here in the States.
It's right? Not good.
Trump is the only thing that stopped us from becoming what's happening pretty much in all the Western countries right now.
True. I know. I know. I'm just mixing up my sport metaphors, but you guys know what I mean. Oh my God. But yeah, like I'm just passionate about this because it just kind of drives me crazy. If there's two things I can't trust and I'll never kind of like get behind, is A, the federal government, and B, big pharma. They can go fuck themselves, especially big pharma. Because like I said, this whole thing about these ostriches possibly being a cure to something, it's, you know, it drives me like fucking nuts that they don't care. Like these people don't care. Here is the BBC, just so you guys can kind of like, not the BBC, which might as well be the BBC, but this is the CBC, which is basically a mouthpiece of the Canadian broadcast system. This is like paid by the government. They would have found some lady who's basically a government shill, like an expert. Like this is what happens when they did the same thing during COVID. They bring in like the shittiest experts to basically confirm their bias. So listen how this woman is describing the situation.
The avian flu outbreak with what's called the stamping out policy, or mandatory depopulation of flocks that have been infected. So this is really both scientifically and legally, I think, the right thing to do to reduce the risk as much as we can.
You're a leading expert in this field. You have no political agenda when it comes to analyzing science.
I like how you're a leading expert and you have no political bias, right?
I know that was so scripted.
Right? So like, they think people are stupid, man. They think people are dumb.
Basically.
So I want to put to you something we heard from the spokesperson for the farm, saying that these birds have been healthy for more than 200 days, that they're probably building immunity to avian flu, and therefore not only should they not be culled, but we should actually be preserving these ostriches. When you hear that, what's your reaction?
Well, my reaction to that is that it's not really accurate. So in ostriches, disease severity is based on how old the birds are, and these are all older birds. Older birds tend to not get very sick when they are infected with avian flu, at least in the few experiments that have been done with this and in our observations at different ostrich outbreaks. So you can't really tell if the ostriches are sick just by looking at them. You also can't make the assumption that they're going to develop protective immunity against a reinfection, because often these older ostriches that don't get very sick don't develop antibodies against the virus. So we actually don't really know if these birds do have protective immunity if they had been infected before. We just have to assume that they could have been infected and they may still be infected.
Or I don't know. Here's a fucking shot in the dark for you. Why don't you retest them, lady? That's the whole fucking point, that they've been trying to retest the goddamn birds forever. And they keep saying, no, we're not going to retest them.
Also, I love how she's saying we have to just assume, right?
Yeah,
Just
I know.
assume.
Yeah.
Let's just assume. Let's just kill these people's entire livelihood just based on an assumption.
We don't need any evidence whatsoever. Let's just assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just play it safe. If there's even a 1%, like Ben Affleck said in Batman v Superman, if there's just a 1% chance that Superman could destroy the world, we have to kill him. That's basically,
we have to kill him.
Yeah, basically her line of reasoning.
Oh my god, it's true. Her ostrich, like the ostriches are her fucking Superman. Crazy
Martha.
All right. Well, with all the claims that are out there, it's really.
I hate the CBC, man. I hate all of these people. I feel hate in my heart right now.
Is there anything like really serious going on in Canada? Is this kind of like a red herring of sorts? Is this almost like
not that I know of. Like this is just kind of, it just happened. Like, but for me, it just came up because I just saw Viva talking about it. But he's saying that he's been covering it for months. I didn't even know. It just showed up on my feed, and I was like,
in that case, yeah.
"Wait, what are they gonna do? They're gonna kill a bunch of birds." You know me. You know how I am about animals. Mind you, like, okay, so a couple months ago, this just to show you that the government is fucked. Okay, like on every level. So a few months ago, like. Man, time is flying by. I don't remember when this was, but a couple months ago, I covered a story about a bunch of wild horses in the States that were unable to get to water, and the government was not letting the people that were like taking care of the horses to get them to, because these were wild horses, so they weren't like letting them get to water. Because like they were like, oh, it's dangerous, so you're not allowed to go and help the horses, and they were just like they were not giving them permits. So I made this a huge shindig about it, and like got people to call to ask for them to allow the permit so that they can get these horses to water, because they were like dying of thirst. It was like crazy. And this is just, but like that's like a small thing to do with the government, but it was still government overreach because it had like nothing to do with them. It's just like, just let the people go, like let them go to guide these horses to the watering holes and stuff like that. And it just, but they were stepping in and being like, dicks about it until people raised their voices. Now, like this is kind of the same thing. It's obviously a little bit more drastic than that, because these are these people's actual farm, their own property, their own, their own stuff that they're stopping and they're trying to take. But it's still government overreach that is really annoying and unnecessary. It's like, you don't have to do this to people. You don't have to do, like, you could just let people be. I don't know. That's, I guess, my libertarian part of me, that it's just like, leave the fucking people alone. If they're not sick birds, they're not sick birds. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. No, I agree.
It drives me crazy. The squid for $5 says, this lady on the news is full of bullshit. Most of life on Earth developed immunity to sickness. Yes, it did. Assumptions without testing is dangerous. Exactly, squid. Thank you. I totally agree with you. These people are all nuts. But you know what? While we're on topic of health, other stuff has been happening about health, you guys. I don't know if you've been paying attention or not, but there was a couple announcements by Trump and RFK with regards to vaccines and Tylenol. Did you guys hear about all that?
Oh yeah.
The Tylenol thing is wild to me because as a woman, like I was aware that you're not really supposed to take Tylenol during pregnancy. Like, it's kind of like I thought it was a well-known thing that you're not supposed to take, especially
Tylenol themselves said you're not supposed to do it. It's on their Twitter. I posted the tweet.
So did I, because I was like, I thought this was common knowledge. And then some fucking lefty came to my mentions, Dante, on that post and was like, are you fucking are you a dumb bitch MAGA or something like that? Like that's not real. And I'm like, it's literally from the fucking Tylenol account. Like,
I'm telling you right now, if Trump said he hates arsenic and arsenic should be banned, these motherfuckers will be downing it. They will be snorting it like cocaine.
I'm seeing a strategy here. That's how stupid they are.
John, we talked about that before. We're like, if the dude freaking cured cancer, people would be like, give me cancer. I'm going to just fucking chain smoke so I can get some fucking cancer.
Pretty
That's
much at this
they're
point.
crazy. People have gone like they've lost their ever loving mind. This thing was kind of funny because she's getting destroyed in the comments for this. But this lady, her name is Mary Tally MD. Like she's supposed to be a fucking doctor. And she says, after 4 pregnancies and practicing medicine for 20 plus years, this is the first time I've heard this. This is that Tylenol post that we've all been sharing. It says we actually don't recommend using any of the of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today. And this chick is like, you know.
So she's admitting she's a bad doctor.
Yeah, she's admitting she's a terrible doctor. She's getting wrecked in the comments. Look at Yellow Flash. So you're a shit doctor then? Yes. How is this the first time you're hearing this? My wife was told every time to limit Tylenol or any similar over-the-counter medication. Practice makes perfect. Oh my God. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like these doctors have lost so much credibility. Like there was, the previous expert we just saw that was supposedly some type of doctor, some type of expert, medical expert that doesn't know shit about immunity.
Okay, but you know what? As stupid as these people are and sound, I can forgive them a little bit more than I can the morons on TikTok, these pregnant chicks that are downing Tylenol. Because I'm like, all you're doing to me is proving that what we say is right. That leftists don't care about kids, even their own.
I mean, that's nuts. That is, even I'll say this, even if there's a 1% chance that Trump and RFK are right, and especially after seeing that from Tylenol's own account, you would think people would proceed with a little bit more care. Like, maybe it's not a good idea to be downing a bunch of Tylenol. I mean, probably one here or there, but to be doing what they're doing, that's your kid. Like, what are you doing?
They don't care, man. And the thing that's crazy to me really quickly is that they, okay, like you said, if there's a 1% chance, then, you shouldn't do it. Right. I agree with that. And maybe because I don't know, what it's like for, to be pregnant. Obviously, I don't know what kind of pain women go through, like during the pregnancy. Like, I guess they need some kind of painkiller, right, or something.
Well, it depends on the situation. Like a friend of mine got pregnant, and she's actually like really like natural, but she got a flu. And during like her flu, she took a Tylenol, but she's not like she's not one of those pill popping people, so she's just like took one and she was fine. She had her baby, is fine. It didn't have autism or anything like that. But I think if you have, because you can't really take ibuprofen because it's a blood thinner. So
yeah, and it's also really terrible for your liver.
Yeah, so like that's why they take Tylenol, because it's like supposedly better than ibuprofen, which is like Advil and like the others, the active ingredient in Advil and stuff. I think it's Advil.
Yeah, it's Advil, because I used to pop that shit like Skittles.
Yeah, me too. I mean, that's my drug of choice is ibuprofen. Like I'm a huge fan. And in Mexico, they don't sell, like they do sell Advil and stuff, but they sell like pure ibuprofen. Like you can literally it's called ibuprofen.
Oh, like pharmacy grade?
Yeah, like pharmacy grade, and you can buy it like 800 milligram ones. Like
Jesus,
it's like
what?
It's fucking insane, bro. And it's like the best. It's like the best.
Dude, here you need a prescription for that.
I know. I could just go buy it. Like,
damn,
it's great. I had to take some for
right off the streets, huh?
Yeah, like right off the street. Like you just show up and be like, hey, can I have this? I have the box downstairs. But it's so funny because like I took it for like, I think it was like after it wasn't after my surgery. It was like when I had like a toothache or something like that. Like I took that, and then like when I was getting ready for my root canal.
Like the 800 one? The 800
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. And it was great. It
Well,
was
yeah, you weren't
fantastic.
feeling shit after that.
No. It's fantastic. I love that thing. But yeah, like I mean, I just think like everything in moderation is fine. Like even like for Tylenol, like if you're taking Tylenol like too much of anything is bad. So
Well,
I can
sure, especially when you're
understand.
pregnant.
Yeah, especially when you're pregnant. Like that's why that's why they tell you not to eat sushi, that's why they tell you not to drink coffee because everything that you do while you're pregnant could affect the baby. So it's just like the fact that I just think the fact that these bitches are like, "Oh, I hate Trump, so I'm going to go harm my baby."
Yeah,
That's just
that is
wild to
bad shit
me.
crazy. Look at her.
Cuz even
I
if you're
mean,
wrong, like even if they're wrong, right? Like do you want to take that chance? Or I mean, even if they're right, like do you want to take that chance like that you're going to make your kid autistic for
Well, yeah,
political
you have to
points?
understand too, though, when it comes to autism, a lot of these people who are really autistic, they almost wear that shit like a badge, right? Like they're almost proud of the
Mhm.
fact that they're autistic. Like, you know what? It's part of their personality,
It
right?
is.
Being autistic. So for them, it's like it's not even a big deal if their kid comes out that way.
Yeah, it's become an identity personality where it's like that's what I've coined. It's like that's when your entire personality has become that. That's like your identity.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like the gender freaks, man. It's like that
yeah,
becomes their whole personality.
that's right. And by the way, we got a rumble rant here from neurodivergent one for $2 who said, "Thank you for covering this, Nina. This was back when Viva was on, so thank you so much for that. I appreciate the super chat. Or rumble rant. But yeah, like there was this other thing, which we're gonna watch because this is what Trump had to say about the vaccine thing, and I have some thoughts regarding this, and specifically like with regards to the Tylenol as well. Like, I just think that this is still for me, especially with regards to the Tylenol, it's still one of the like many, many reasons that autism and things like that are caused with women. Because this is, first of all, it's a genetic thing, but also there's a lot of other issues. Like, for example, I would like to know the like the number of the population, if it's been tested at all, of how many women who are pregnant are also doing Botox and like, shoving fucking shit like needles in their face while they're pregnant. Like has there been studies done with that? Because that stuff really affects you as well. It affects everything that you do, like especially when you're pregnant. So
Well, I
I
mean, to
think
answer that question, I know here in LA, it happens all the time. Pregnant chicks
exactly.
get Botox like all the time here.
I bet you that's
probably the
contributing.
Botox capital of the world, maybe.
Oh, absolutely, it is. Yeah.
I bet you that's contributing to autism. Like I'm gonna go out on the limb. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor,
I
but
don't
I
know.
can tell you that's probably contributing to some
I
extent.
mean, autism has been around ever, long before Botox.
I'm just saying it's another thing. I'm not saying
Could be.
like I'm not saying the Tylenol thing is the only thing either. I'm saying this
Sure.
is a combination of things. Like the food people are eating, the air they're breathing. There's just so many things that are involved in the health of a
So
like
okay,
healthy individual.
You know what's weird to me, Nina? Like it's funny you bring this up because I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, like I'm Gen X, right? I mean, I was
Mhm.
fucking born in the 70s, so I'm Gen X. My parents were fucking, they didn't give a shit. My mom was smoking cigarettes and shit while she was pregnant with me and my brothers, and
Mhm.
drinking and shit, and so yeah, other problems sprouted from that, but there weren't a lot of people I knew that had autism like back in like junior high school, elementary school, like Gen X. There wasn't like a lot of autism, even though our
Mhm.
parents were shit when it came to like prenatal care, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wonder like,
The
okay,
whiskey on the gum still gets me.
oh shit, of course, like my grandmother would put rum on the gums,
Yeah.
but is this a new thing, man? Because like, we
Mm.
grew up with all that crazy shit and I didn't know a lot of autistic people growing up.
Mhm. I don't
Yeah.
think
Same
I knew
here.
a lot of autistic people either. I mean, at least I don't remember. Maybe like one or two, but like
So do
Not
we
a
really know what contributes to how someone comes out that way, or
I just don't think Tylenol is going to be like the last stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
no.
I just think there's definitely a lot more we can do to keep going with the health aspect of things. Like I really do believe like, the hormones in the food are probably contributing
Well,
to what's going on.
vaccines have always been that's always been there's a suspicion, right, that like too
It's been an
many
issue.
too many vaccines at one time could make a kid autistic. So who knows? Yeah, I don't know for sure.
Yeah, this is this is actually like a long-standing thing, which we're gonna actually play a clip of an old clip to follow this up. But this is what Donald Trump had to say about this vaccine situation. Here we go.
It's artificially induced. It's not like something that when you go from all of those healthy babies to a point where I don't even know structurally if a country can afford it. And that's the least of the problems. To have families destroyed over this is just so terrible. I also, and we've already done this, we want no mercury in the vaccine. We want no aluminum in the vaccine.
It's like, who wants to, like, why do they have aluminum and fucking like
That's crazy.
Yeah, that can't be
vaccines
good.
to begin with? Like, what the hell? Why would you even do this to begin
I
with?
mean, they
MMR,
say don't eat like tuna or seafood more than twice
tuna.
a week because of mercury. That's like for adults. I mean, that's a recommendation. So, not to say that means anything coming from what the
and also which vaccine is he talking about here?
This is the mRNA vaccine or whatever that he's talking about. He's gonna say, I forget. One of them is mRNA, one of them is mRNA, and I keep forgetting which one's which.
Things should be taken separately. This is based on what I feel the mumps, measles, and all the three should be taken
MMR.
separately. And
mumps, measles, rubella, or whatever I think it is. Now, this thing about it being taken separately has been a fight for years. It's been a fight for years that people have been trying to. I studied this like many years ago. There was a documentary called Vaxxed, and I watched that, and that was my introduction to this entire thought process and like the testings that they were doing, and how many young Black little boys were the most affected. Black children, like young Black kids, boys were the most affected, and they were getting like basically just mass like fucked over because of this vaccine. And then once they realized that if they split it, then that same problem stopped occurring. But this was like so taboo to talk about. If you talked about that, you would be labeled anti-vaxxer immediately.
It seems to be that when you mix them, there could be a problem. So there's no downside in taking them separately. In fact, they think it's better. So let it be separate. The chicken pox is already separate because when that got mixed in, I guess they made it for a while. It really was bad. So they make chicken pox.
I can't believe they even like added the chicken pox into that thing. Like, what the hell are they doing?
You just used to get chicken pox as a kid. Like I remember I got it, and that was that.
Yeah. Well, people used to take their kids to like the chicken pox parties so they could just get it.
Yeah,
I never went to one of those. I was invited like several times, and I was like, I'm not. And so I never got the chicken pox. So
I never did it that way. I got it the old-fashioned way, man. I just got it from some kid at school.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, usually that's what happens. I never got it though.
Okay, when you mix them, something maybe happens. So there's no downside in doing it. It's not like, oh, if you do it, bad things. No, it's only good side. And it may not have that much of an impact, but it may have a big impact. So let those be taken separately. And then hepatitis B is sexually transmitted. There's no reason to give a baby that's almost just born hepatitis B. So I would say wait
Who the
till
fuck
the
is
baby
doing
is
that?
12 years old and formed and take hepatitis.
It's such a thing. Like there's such a huge push to vaccinate infants. It's so weird. It's like one of the weirdest things. And if you decide like you don't want to do it, anti-vaxxer immediately.
Why are you giving a
get so judged.
2-year-old hepatitis B vax?
Dude, they give them even earlier. Like they give them infant. Like when they're like literally just out of the womb, they'll be like, "Here's the fucking vax and Hep B," and they're saying that like the argument for the Hep B one is that you can get it through like the mom and like breast milk, like if she has Hep B or whatever, like the kid could possibly get it, which
But
is
wouldn't
really
the doctor already know
ridiculous.
if the mom had Hep B or not?
You think, right?
You would think so.
Hepatitis B. And I think if you do those things, it's going to be a whole different, it's going to be a revolution in a positive sense in the country.
I think he's right. I think that things are going to change a little bit with regards to this. Russell Hall over on Rumble for $1.99 says overdiagnosis is the leading cause of autism and ADD. That's interesting. He's also in the YouTube chat. I'm surprised that you Rumble ranted, Russell. So there's
I think because of what happened with COVID, man, like at this point, everybody just has this knee-jerk reaction when they hear vaccine. It's like it's not they kind of overplayed their hand. I think at this point, where people were more open to vaccines, now they're looking at everything through a skeptical eye, through a magnifying glass. They're like, nah, I'm not just gonna fucking let you shoot me up with something.
Yeah.
This is 1995.
I don't know what happened in 1990. There was no plague that was killing children that we had triple the amount of vaccines.
What happened after 1989?
The
Why did
vaccine
they
schedule-
warranted 26 more vaccines?
Agreed.
Are all of them absolutely necessary?
Because they want to make money.
Of course.
It's twice as many as anywhere else in 30 countries in the Western world.
But
we give twice as many shots as any of those countries. Why is that?
Well, what are you against? Don't vaccinate for this, but vaccinate for that?
Yes.
I think we have to choose which
How
ones
do
are
I know
absolutely
which
necessary.
one?
You should educate yourself. We want to empower parents to educate themselves. Do we need to have the chickenpox? Do we need the hepatitis B shot on the second day of life?
I don't think we can
Second
afford
day of life.
to assume that the people who are charged with our public health any longer have our best interest at heart all the time. Parents have to make their own decisions. Educated decisions. They have to look at the information.
Space out the vaccines. Delay them till after 1. Clean out the toxins that are in them. We don't need that many.
Why would a doctor not want to know more about something that could save a life or prevent a disease? I don't understand.
The AAP is financed by the drug companies. Medical schools are financed by the drug companies.
Yep.
This is a huge business. Vaccines are the largest growing division of the pharmaceutical industry. $13 billion.
They control
profit.
medical schools.
What we're asking is for them to take a loss for the good of our children. That's a tough sell in a boardroom.
Wow.
And
And by the way,
Carrey is
that's when Jim Carrey got blackballed in Hollywood. That's when his career they basically hit an end. Right after that interview.
It was the same kind of thing with Robert De Niro when he came out with that about that documentary I told you about. He promoted it called Vax because he had an autistic kid, and for a while he went down this rabbit hole with regards to the vaccinations, and he got blackballed in Hollywood. For a while he was canceled because of that whole thing, and then he kind of sold out, and then they kind of like brought him back, and he was just like, yeah, I was wrong about the vaccine, and he walked it back.
People don't understand how much money is involved in medicine, man. Like it is literally the biggest fucking business. You want to know why, people are trying to tell kids that they're trans? Because that the basic transition, just the basic transition is about $75,000 to $80,000, right? That's initial. That's initial. Now remember, to be trans, this is a subscription model. So they got to keep paying every fucking month to stay trans. This is a scam, dude. And these people are making fucking billions.
Yeah, like a lifetime, like basically lifelong patients.
Clients, call them what they are, customers.
Correct.
These are customers.
they talked about that in the Matt Walsh documentary, What is a Woman?
Yeah.
Where they were talking to the doctors. He was talking to the doctors, and they were and he was talking to one detransitioner who was talking about basically how he has to be on pills for the rest of his life, and anybody who wants to transition has to be on pills for the rest of their lives.
And in this economy, you can't afford to be trans. You just can't.
No.
Your parents have got to be like, like a celebrity if you want to be trans.
Dude,
that's why all the celebrity kids are fucking trans now.
You have to choose between food or being trans at this point.
Some eggs.
Survivor.
I think did we get this one? The squid says it also should become a knowledge that excessive use of Tylenol and like medications causes liver failure followed by total organ failure. Oh God.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, it's the constant use. The difference between Tylenol though and ibuprofen is that with ibuprofen the damage comes a lot quicker.
Okay.
But
yeah, I know. Like I know a ton of people who've gotten ulcers because of ibuprofen.
Oh yeah, I had to stop taking it for a while.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of becoming a problem. Well, that's because I get migraines, and so like
I know what you mean. I'm the same way because every time like I have a headache, like it was so funny, Dante, though, like because even if like I felt a headache coming on, I'd be like, give me my ibuprofen.
Oh, I had a pill case I would take with me to places that had my ibuprofen in it. So
yeah, then when I took that 800 milligrams, I was like, holy,
you got the good shit though.
I did, and it's like straight up.
I had the over-the-counter shit. You had like the pure shit, man.
Yeah, fucking great.
You had the Colombian grade, fucking ibuprofen, man.
Hell yeah, that was fucking awesome.
Straight from the cartels.
Straight up from the pharmacy.
They're getting their cut.
Totally. Russell Hall for 2 says, watch them all sue Tylenol if it hurts them. You know, the funny part is that I kind of want them to, because in that way there's so much information will come out during discovery. I don't know. I always want them to sue, medical industries because more stuff will come out, but I don't think they will. I mean,
they'll find a way to sue Trump. They'll find a way to blame him, and it'll be his fault for their
it's always his fault.
Stupid actions.
Well,
John, do you have any more of those crazy bitches taking Tylenol pills other than that one that I found?
I mean, I'm sure they're all over fucking.
I think there's a few.
We can watch them if you guys have any like handy.
Let me see.
But I was going to say, like, Trump was the one who introduced the COVID vaccine initially, right? It was under his administration.
Yeah,
right?
it was the Project Warp Speed.
So it's just kind of funny that the left jumped all over it, right? Like now they love the vax, but it was under Trump that it kind of came about.
Yeah.
So are they going to give Trump the credit for it?
No, of course not, because they're going to be. They say that even though Project Warp Speed was his, they say Trump stole it from Biden and then like took credit for it.
Oh, give me a break.
Yeah, but technically it was his, and actually it's something that most of us who are critics of Trump criticize him for. Project Warp Speed, because it was an awful project. Here is one of those ladies that's going nuts. I think. Here we go. What does she say? This is Michelle Wu, MD. She does fertility medicine in New York. 28 pregnant, and you know what? I'm gonna take some Tylenol. Wow. Okay. She's a doctor.
28 weeks pregnant. You know what I'm gonna take? Some Tylenol, acetaminophen. Gonna work like a charm.
Oh my God, these people are fucking morons, man.
Why? There's nothing even wrong with you. Do you have a cold?
Are you in pain? Or?
She doesn't even look like she has a headache.
I put another one in the chat.
These bitches are nuts, man. Like I don't understand. This is like the Tide. Is this like the Tide Pod generation?
Pretty much, yes.
How could you want to hurt your unborn child for political points?
Because the left doesn't care about kids. They don't give a shit.
It's weird, man. It's weird. I'm gonna mute this because we're gonna get claimed. Here's me pregnant, taking Tylenol because I believe in science. Bitch, Tylenol tells you not to do that. What the fuck?
Yeah, these people are very stupid.
What the fuck is wrong with this person? This is a mind. This is like TDS on another level. Like this is TDS on like maximum drive TDS. I'm gonna hurt myself and my unborn child to stick it to Trump. Oh my god, I can't deal with these people. All right, speaking of TDS, let's talk about Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh Jesus.
That was a kind of crazy story, right, guys? About I'm sure you've heard, John. You heard about what's going on with Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So did you guys? What did you guys? Okay, let's start here because we haven't talked for a couple of weeks. So what did you think initially of the cancellation? Like, were you for it? Were you against it, John? What did you think?
I mean, I definitely wasn't feeling bad for Jimmy Kimmel over it. I'll put it that way. You know, it's like, he's just somebody that you don't feel sorry for, or you don't feel bad. Like, even if I do, which I think was a little bit overreach. I think it was maybe a little bit too much. The FCC putting pressure over, because I mean, I just appreciate free speech in general. So it's like, again, I don't agree. I don't have to agree with you. People freaking lie all the time. And it's not like we have this, you know, we don't I just don't think even people should be getting taken off the air for just straight up lying. So I'm very liberty minded in that sense. So I thought it was a little bit much, but at the same time, Jimmy Kimmel talks so much trash and people have gotten canceled. For
much less.
Yeah. So it's like, on the other hand, it's like, well, your show is doing terrible. Your show is doing what, 129 or 149 in the key demo. I think it's 129 right now. So 129,000. Not, you know, his show really, I'm sure in terms of the budget, similar to Colbert, it's like, how do you even justify your existence on television at some point? Because the money just doesn't make sense. You know, me thinking as a capitalist, I would have fired his ass long ago. You're not bringing in enough money to justify you being on TV. Let some new blood in.
John,
we need something different.
The only thing that points to that, though, is that he's a government mouthpiece. So it's more than money, because he certainly doesn't need the money. But I think it's more like, you know, kind of like the CBC, like what we just watched with that lady. He's like a government mouthpiece for the left. So he's just been like, you know, just doing his weird propaganda. So I don't like, that's why they keep having him on. I think it's because they're like, we don't care if you don't bring in money as long as you keep spewing your propaganda. We don't really give a shit.
To me, it's just nuts. I don't even understand how anybody runs. I guess it's a tax break on losses. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Well, it's a tax break, but there's also other entities involved. You know, you got companies like BlackRock and Vanguard, and those companies that are funding this shit. Who are trying to, you know, push their agendas through companies like Disney, right? Disney is a slave to fucking BlackRock, so that's a big deal.
That's true.
I think personally, I did not like the way he got fired or suspended. He wasn't fired. He got suspended. The show got suspended.
Yeah, he got suspended.
I didn't like the way it happened. I think, look, man, let the market decide, dude. It's like, if he's not bringing you money, fire his ass, right? The government should never have any kind of say so in who goes on air or who doesn't. That should be the market, you know, or at least they shouldn't be able to force a company to do this, right? Because that is overreach. Having said that, do I feel bad for Jimmy Kimmel? Hell no. Hell no. I don't give a fuck if he's employed or not. You know what I mean? And let's be real here. At the end of the day, you know what he did during his suspension? He hung out in one of his 4 mansions. Right. So I don't give a shit that he got fired.
Yeah.
But I don't like the government overstepping. And look, you know what's the funniest thing that, you know, we talk about how shitty his show is. He had the highest ratings he's ever had last night.
Yeah, which we're gonna watch a couple of the clips as well.
The highest ratings he's had in like fucking 6 years.
He made a joke about that.
So what does that tell you?
Exactly. Russell Hall, thank you for the $1 over on Rumble, says Trump needs to come out and vehemently condemn Carolina Reaper chili oil enemas.
Wait, what?
I don't think that's a serious comment.
I don't know.
I'm like, wait, what?
Russell Hall, I don't know what kind of enemas you've been taking, but freaking TMI. Okay, here we go. This is I think this is the beginning of the show, and then he goes into another monologue, which I have. So here we go.
Have to stand up to it. I've been hearing a lot about what I need to say and do tonight, and the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about change.
Oh, I'll just be perfectly clear as well. I dislike Jimmy Kimmel greatly. I'm going to continue to dislike Jimmy Kimmel. But I'm wondering what you guys picked up here. We'll watch the clip and then we'll talk.
Anyone's mind, but I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human, and that is, you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
Okay, what do we think here? Crocodile tears, or does he mean it?
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this one. Maybe that's not popular, but I think it's very difficult unless you've tried it. Which, like, how do you? I don't. Crying for real is hard.
Yeah.
As a man, so it's like trying to fake cry. Like, I don't even know. I think women have. I think they're a little bit better at it, but I don't know. Unless you're a really great actor and you can summon that,
which he's not.
Yeah, I just that's why I'm just gonna like give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, I think I'm just gonna give it to him because I think there's some legitimate emotion here. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I agree with you on that. I think it is genuine. Only because I know he's pretty religious, which is weird to say, but he's a kind of a religious guy. So
let's do a poll because I want to see what the chat says, and the poll says lawyer lost. So, okay, we'll do one, but I was kind of I couldn't tell because I was kind of like you, John. I was like, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt just because, like, I'm like, I just feel like, man, maybe he was thinking about it, and he did like wish Charlie Kirk's family well, like in an Instagram post and everything like that. Let's see. Do you believe? Okay, hold on. Do you think Jimmy is doing croc? I'm just gonna put croc tears because I can't spell crocodile right now.
Well, even just when it's like there's something going, like his throat, is like clearing his throat, or he's definitely, what's that called? What's that term? Like when you got a frog in your throat or
frog
whatever.
In your throat. Yeah.
I don't know. To me, and the rest of this whole thing, because I've seen it, I just think it's tough to fake. I really think it's difficult to, unless you're a really great actor, to pull off this kind of performance.
Well, that's the thing. Like when I initially watched it, I was like, I guess it's kind of genuine. And then I kept I watched it a couple times, and I was like, I don't know. Like, it kind of feels fake. Like it just comes off a little fake, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. But we'll keep going.
If it's fake, it's one heck of a acting job.
Give this man the Oscar. I mean, he's hosted the Oscars enough to maybe finally
pick up some tips.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, you like me. You really like me. But like in his instance, it's like, you hate me. You really hate me. Like, it's just like, because everybody hates fucking Jimmy Kimmel.
I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the...
Okay, that's the part where I kind of have to call bullshit.
I do too.
Come on, man. Yeah. You knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing. At least be honest about it. Like, what he should have said here is, you know, it was in bad taste and I'm sorry. Like, and ended there. Like, quit making these bullshit excuses about, like, I don't know, man. Like, blah, blah, blah.
No,
like,
he absolutely had no problem trying to call that animal MAGA. So,
yeah, man. You were trying. Come on, Jimmy. You were trying to paint a picture. And you did, and you knew fully well what you were doing. It was my attention, blah blah blah. Come on, man. Like as Biden would say, come on, man.
Opposite of the point.
I need to like get one of those "come on, man" videos for Biden because like I always say "come on,
I'm
man."
sure they're out
time,
there.
yeah, and every time I like say it, I think of Biden going like, "Come on, man.
Come on, man. Come on."
I was trying to make, but I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side who I love and remain close to, even though we don't agree on politics at all.
This feels like one of those things like where the dude's like, I have a black friend. I'm not
I was
racist.
just thinking that.
But I mean, odds are though, when it comes to family, he probably does, you know, because every family's got like,
of course.
You know, if he's talking about friends, okay, that might be one thing, but family, it's like, yeah, he probably does have people on
The funny part is, like, you're right, John, and especially in California, most people are like closet Republicans anyway. Like,
Pretty
you know how
much.
like people used to be like in closet gay in California, and now they're just closet Republicans. Like,
although lately they've been a little bit more out of the closet than normal because I think people in California are getting tired of this shit too.
Yeah, well, especially because they're wealthy, like they're wealthy people, and they like the Republican tax benefits and stuff. So they like being a Republican in that sense, but not so much the other stuff.
Oh, I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't. It ever.
You know what, Jimmy? It would have been real nice if that's what you had said that night. Yeah. Like, just, maybe just take a bipartisan line for a minute and just be like, this sucked. I'm not going to joke about it. And then move on with your fucking life. And then you wouldn't have been here, but hey, whatever. What do I know?
And also selfishly, I am a person who gets a lot of threats. I get many ugly and scary threats against my life, my wife, my kids, my coworkers, because of what I choose to say. And I know those threats don't come from the kind of people on the right who I know and love. So that's what I wanted to say on that subject. But I don't want to make this about me and I know this is what people say when they make things about them, but I really don't. This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this.
Well, I mean, that's true. It's nice to be able to talk. Free speech is important. But he had more to say. So I'm going to play this other clip here. This is a longer clip, but I think it's important to play this, for the history books, like this dude almost got canceled. He was talking shit. By the way, I don't think he was canceled for what he said about Trump. Like, because a lot of people were like, oh, like he got canceled about what he said about Trump. Like, because you know how like he was saying about in the clip, he was saying, this is how Trump mourns. Like, he's like, basically Trump is retarded. And like, he talks about the gardening thing or whatever.
So this is what I'm confused about, because he was they're saying the FCC got involved, right? Like, this is why they suspended the show. But wasn't it the people who fund the show? Aren't they the ones who suspended it? Or was it the FCC?
No, the FCC. Yeah. John, do you know?
Well, I think what happened was the FCC I think they kind of like were they threatening to do something? Then I think Sinclair
Mm-hmm.
and ABC. How did it work out?
They said they were
ABC
like, we're not going to air. Like we're
Yeah.
going to not air them.
I think what happened though, too, just because of what happened with Colbert. Colbert got fired, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But he's part of CBS. But CBS got sued by Trump a little bit earlier for what, 16 million or something.
Yeah.
And I think there was rumors out that Colbert was kind of a liability, that if he said something or did something that, could be cause for Trump to sue. And then I think ABC might have took a similar thought process of like, that's just kind of like my line of reasoning, where they're starting to see Kimmel as like a potential, like if Trump could sue CBS for 16 million over, basically it was editing, that Kamala Harris interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
And he won. He won that too.
Yeah, no, he won.
Yeah.
And I think they're just I think they're a little bit, at least that's my mindset, or I think where they're coming from. Perhaps CBS with Colbert, maybe not. I think that's a lot of conjecture there. But his show wasn't doing well. It wasn't making money,
Right.
so it makes sense to can him. And then I don't know if ABC was using this as a maybe we should can Kimmel because his show's not really doing all that great either. But then you had a lot of protests, a lot of people boycotting Disney, and so here we are.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the affiliate channels mainly canceled him, and then they were like, we're not going to play him. And then the FCC stepped in and then said some bullshit, which was stupid. Like that guy coming out and being like, like kind of giving the shakedown. That part wasn't cool at all. By the way, what's up, Raging Rhino? Shout out to Raging Rhino. If you guys
What's up,
are
Raging?
interested
Good to see you, man.
in Star Wars content, especially Disney Star Wars content that pretty much nobody else does, go to Raging Rhino's channel because nobody else gives a fuck about Star Wars anymore. Although apparently there's a Grogu movie coming out. There's a trailer for that. But yeah, like it just, this whole thing has been so ridiculous. And really, like, the main story was that the left's response to Charlie Kirk's death was outright like monstrous. Because I mean, it was just like there was so many unkind people that were going around. And then Jimmy Kimmel comes on TV and makes light of the situation. And that was disgusting. But did it deserve for the FCC and them step in? I don't think so. But it was definitely, like you guys said, I think it should have been an excuse for Disney to fire him finally. But then the fact that they didn't, and because of what he says here next, kind of proved to me that he's just a government mouthpiece and they don't even care. That's like, he's like a write-off for them because they're like, oh, whatever, let Jimmy be Jimmy and just, push that propaganda because that's where it's at.
Brendan Carr, the chairman of the FCC, telling an American company, we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
This part.
And that these companies can find ways to change conduct and take action.
This, we can do this the easy way or the hard way part was fucking stupid. Like, I was like, what are you doing, bro? And then, like, he was like telling Jimmy to make a donation and stuff like that. I was like, he doesn't have to do that. Like, I mean, that's crazy to ask. That's like a shakedown. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead, in addition to being a direct violation of the First Amendment, is not a particularly intelligent threat to make in public. Ted Cruz said he sounded like a mafioso. Although, I don't know, if you want to hear a mob boss make a threat like that, you have to hide a microphone in a deli and park outside in a van with a tape recorder all night long. This genius said it on a podcast. Brendan Carr is the most embarrassing Carr Republicans have embraced since this one. And that's saying something.
You know what? To be fair, like before this, it was like the Hummer. I mean, Americans have always loved like giant weird cars, and they've always painted them in the American flag. Now, writing the president's name on it, I think that's probably a new one.
Have you ever seen one in real life, Nina?
A Cybertruck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because they are very ugly cars.
It's
Like
the ugliest
I
car I've
don't
ever seen in my
understand it
life.
at all.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Like, I
It's
don't get it.
definitely
Like
it's
a
the
Hummer,
ugliest
I
car.
can kind of understand. This car is, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get this either.
Yeah.
I honestly don't. I mean, this guy was like, I'm gonna paint the fucking American flag on it and put Trump's name on it, man. Like, that's crazy. That's
It looks like the kind of car you
insanely
would build in
patriotic.
like a Roblox game or something, man.
Yeah.
It really
You know
does.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's kind of like a 5-year-old might draw their idea of a car or
Right,
something. I don't like it's
It was John.
not
His
even
name
like
was Elon.
yeah. Like it's not like part of you just wants it to be symmetrical, at least like for the point to meet in the middle, like or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. Like, but yeah, just aesthetically, it's not
so
not pretty.
bad.
They stand out when you see one on the street though. You're driving, it's just like whoa, like they
I've heard
stand out
they're
like
like
sore thumbs.
doing terribly. I've heard it's like the Cybertruck is just not. It's not selling, which makes sense because it's ugly. Like I
Well, what's
keep saying,
crazy
this
is
ugly
I
as
see
fucking
I
car.
see more Ferraris than I see these cars, which
Yeah,
is
because
which
these
is
are ugly.
rare.
Yeah,
Did you guys ever see that video of when they announced the Cybertruck, and then Elon was like, "I'm gonna take a bat to it," and
yeah.
it broke.
That's out the windows. Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty
Oh,
bad.
that's Elon. Like that's like Elon's entire existence is like that moment.
Can you imagine what a bitch it is to park this car though?
I know.
But yes, I can. Like it's insane. That people would. I mean, like, dude, in Mexico, this car wouldn't even fit here. Like, it's like, like the streets are so small. I bet you can't drive this in Europe. Like, try driving this thing in Italy.
Oh, absolutely not.
Like, it's
Absolutely
just no
not.
way, no way.
The FCC has a tradition of meddling where they shouldn't under many administrations, but it wasn't always like this. There was an FCC commissioner back in 2022 who worked under Joe Biden who was spot on. He wrote, President Biden is right. Political satire is one of the oldest and most important forms of free speech. It challenges those in power while using humor to draw more people into the discussion. That's why people in influential positions have always targeted it for censorship. You know who wrote that? FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr, who
That's kinda
later
funny.
was appointed chairman of the FCC by this former crusader for free speech.
That part is kind of funny, but not in a ha funny way. Again, because this has become a political commentary show. This is not a comedy show.
Right.
But like it's kind of funny just to show how politics work. Like it's to Jimmy's point. That's true because these people flow with the wind. Whoever's in power, they'll just be kissing their fucking ass. Like that's usually how it goes. They don't have their own convictions. Like they don't have their own. You know what I'm saying? Like they just flow. They just flow
Yeah,
with
but you know what,
whoever
here-
is in power.
the problem is with Colbert and with this guy is that they lost the plot, man. Like late night was a place where no matter if you were Republican or Democrat, you could all just relax, watch Jay Leno or watch David Letterman or watch Conan O'Brien, and you could relax. And these guys would make fun of both sides, so
Yeah.
everybody could kind of laugh at themselves. You didn't have to take things so serious. And that's why I give, even though he's terrible, that's why I give Jimmy Fallon at least a little more credit because he tries to just be fun instead of trying to be political, right?
That's why I
And-
like Conan the best. Like because Conan never tries to be political. Usually, I don't know.
Yeah,
as
Conan,
much as I've
Craig
seen.
Ferguson was amazing. Like you had these guys who just wanted a fun late night show where they could roast celebrities and shit like that. These
Yeah.
guys took it to this level, and because of that, now they have lost so much money that they're fighting for their lives,
Mm-hmm.
and they've killed the late night genre.
Yeah, and I think that this is just kind of like this is like a for now thing. Like I think once Disney his contract is up, I hardly doubt Disney's gonna renew the contract. But then if they do, like, I won't be surprised because again, they're like he's like a mouthpiece for them. So I don't know.
Well,
find out.
here's again, this won't be popular, but I mean, obviously I get the idea, and I predicted, and I'm sure everyone out there predicted that Trump was going to gloat over the fact that Kimmel got suspended. Or potentially fired even, right? Like we were kind of thinking it was like indefinite suspension. Maybe he is fired. Maybe he will be, whatever. But this is where I think Trump would be perfectly okay with that. And I think as the president, you need to have enough respect for the First Amendment to say, I don't agree with this guy. I don't, maybe I don't even like this guy. In fact, I might hate this guy. But at the end of the day, free speech is free speech. And I just don't think it's good for a president to be like that partisan over the destruction of his enemies,
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I just think it's not a good standard. Like you need to be, you need to, he's got the Constitution in his office. You need to, even as much as you don't like what this guy says, you just have to stand by the Constitution, period.
Yeah,
First and foremost for
I
all
agree.
Americans.
I agree because like at some point and on some level we need the adults in the room to be adults. But sometimes Trump can't do that.
Well, the other side of it is what happens when a leftist gets in power who is, let's say, the opposite of Trump. And now they want to now they can point back to Trump and said, well, he did this. So
that's the most worrying thing, actually, because that's what happens every time. This entire situation has been like this whole entire situation with regards to cancel culture and everything has been because the left started this to begin with. So it's like, now the pendulum has come back in full swing and, they're crying, but it's like, man, this is what you guys did. And some of us kept warning you guys that this is going to, come back to haunt you at some point.
Again, I don't really, my bad. I don't really care. Jimmy Kimmel is not somebody that it's like, I'm going to feel sorry for. Like you said, Verbal, he's got 4 mansions to go to and he'll be just fine. He'll find like if it didn't work out, he'd find another space out there in the market and continue to, he'd have an audience somewhere.
Yeah. Well, he's probably going to go to YouTube, just like Colbert.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple, just like dominoes, one by one. They'll go down.
That was also in 2022. And I wonder, how did that guy turn into this guy?
Who would you like to see replace Kimmel on late night?
Well, a lot of people, anybody could replace him. The guy had no talent. Kimmel he was fired. He had no talent. He's a whack job, but he had no talent. And more importantly than talent, he had no, because a lot of people have no talent, they get ratings. But he had no ratings.
Well,
dude, the funniest part of the show is just watching Trump say that comment. Like, that's not even a scripted thing. It's just watching Trump say that comment was funny. But that was like, that's the funniest part of the show. Not what Jimmy Kimmel says.
I do tonight.
Oh, yeah, there you go, Verbal. That was his thing.
Well,
he doesn't get any rating.
I do tonight.
I do tonight. Crowd turns out.
Thank you.
But it's not gonna last. Look at these fucking seal clappers.
No, it's not going to last. The amusement will probably linger to like maybe Friday, and then Monday people would have forgotten all about this shit. He goes back to terrible ratings again.
Yep.
You almost have to feel sorry for him. He did his best to cancel me. Instead, he forced millions of people to watch the show. That backfired bigly. He might have to release the Epstein files to distract us from this now.
I think it's crazy that like the left actually makes like Epstein jokes. And it's like, you guys know the Clintons were like mostly involved with the whole Epstein.
They hate Trump though. They
it's like it's
why
like the
would
Tylenol
if you were
thing.
on the left? If you were on the left, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do it?
You're right though, it's because it's like the Tylenol thing, John. Like it's like, let me kill myself in order to get back at Trump. It's like, what the fuck? Like they want to expose like even themselves, if that means to expose Trump.
It's not even about Epstein for these people. They it's more so about getting Trump.
It's not, because they, like I keep saying, they don't care about kids at all, man. You have to understand, for most of these people, it's like they could either abort or just mutilate a kid without blinking.
Yeah, they're weird and sadistic.
They don't care about kids.
Fucked up. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people have been asking me if there are conditions for my return to the air, and there is one. Disney has asked me to read the following statement, and I've agreed to do it. Here we go. To reactivate your Disney Plus and Hulu account, open.
By the way, Disney Plus raised their ratings to $11.99.
They are batshit crazy.
I can't like, dude.
Is that for the ad-free version or what?
No, it's like it's $11.99 for like the regular version. It's like $9.99 regularly. Actually, hold on. I have the price list here because I believe Paul Chato tweeted it out.
By the way, last weekend their servers crashed because people were canceling their fucking service.
Was it because of the Jimmy Kimmel thing?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
They had an upstream of cancellations that they couldn't handle.
We're gonna go back to that Jimmy Kimmel thing in a second, but here's the new price list. So it's like you got Disney Plus with ads. Hold on, let me blow this up. Give me a second. Freaking text are so small now. It's like I feel like I'm getting older. My eyes can't see anymore. Okay, here we go. So Disney Plus with ads was is like $11.99 now, up from $9.99. Disney ad plus ad free is $18.99, up from $15.99.
Oh my gosh! Remember when they came when it came out? I think it was like what, $6.99 or something.
Yep.
It was something cheap, and I think that they had like a year or two deal with T-Mobile where people were signing up for Disney Plus for free with their phone plan. At least in California, where like it was like that.
If they think people are going to pay this shit every month.
You know what? The ESPN one, maybe. Like I can see people playing the ESPN one because like there's a lot of sport fanatics. But then again, I don't know about these ones. What do you guys think? Do you think there's enough like sports people to sign up for that?
I really don't. Like I know there's a lot of sports fans out there, but there's also a lot of sports channels now that do the same thing that ESPN does. Like I don't think people are signing up for Disney Plus to get their sports. I think this is stupid. I think it's a mistake. These people have no idea how to do this, man. I guess Netflix made it look so easy that all these other fucking studios and companies thought that they could do what they do, and they just can't do it, man.
Well, now they got the Disney Plus, Hulu, and HBO Max. But HBO Max Basic, what's that? Do you get the HBO Max or what is basic?
Oh, I think it means with ads, probably.
Like, it says no ads. This one is with ads. This one's with no ads.
Well, what's HBO Max going for now? I think they up their rates too. I guess we'll find out. Here, I'll look.
Because it says $16.99. So
for HBO Max.
Yeah,
wow.
But that's the bundle though. So never mind. HBO Max. I could just Google it. How much for HBO Max?
Okay, so basic with ads is $9.99. Standard is $16.99. Premium is $20.99.
Wow, that's like so. This
Yeah,
this
no.
whole thing is such a scam. Like, it was supposed to be like, you're just never gonna get ads when you stream, and now it's like, pay like $20 a month if you don't want ads. It's like, fuck off.
This should have become basic cable all over again.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
literally. That's exactly like it's more expensive than cable now. Sorry, John. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just gonna say, like, I tried Netflix with ads just to see, like, oh, what's it like. It isn't too bad. It's not like ads playing every half hour. At least it seemed to me. So I don't know how it is with these other channels though, but it's definitely not anywhere near like actual television with the amount of commercials and ads.
By the way, we had a super chat here from June Wong. Thank you for the 5. Says violent is never a solution unless you're up against brainwashed zealots like Imperial Japan and Yahtzee Germany, and what they have been saying. You know what? Yeah, I mean, the U.S. had to take some action there with regards to Yahtzee Germany, that's for sure. And yeah, I mean, same with Japan. They had to take some action there. Yeah, when you deal with that type of thing, absolutely. But it's still like, I don't think it was like, civilian political violence is really different than like war, where people are just like killing podcasters or heads of state or whatever. It's very, very different. Okay, let's go back to this because he said some more interesting things. But there you go. There's Disney Plus, and he's talking about like, that's the only thing they told me to read was how to activate Disney Plus.
Open the Disney Plus app on your smart TV or TV connected device. I've been fortunate to work at a company that has allowed me to do the show the way we want to do it for almost 23 years. I've done almost 4,000 shows on ABC, and over that time, the people who run this network have allowed me to evolve and to stretch the boundaries of what was once traditional for a late night.
Yeah, you fucked it up.
It made them uncomfortable, which I do a lot.
Yeah, you ruined it, bro. Like that's not really something to be proud of. Killing an entire like genre of
TV.
Dude,
the house that Johnny built, man, this guy just fucked it all up.
Yeah, man.
Well,
that's
there is. I do agree with that. I think there's also the other element of, because like, yeah, he's no Johnny Carson. I mean, that's for sure. But there's just there's just so many other options out there in terms of like what you can watch on television now. Yeah. Versus when Carson, I mean, it's basically, you had your 3 major stations. So there's other things going on, but yeah, certainly Jimmy Kimmel and a lot of these guys they just don't have the riz that these other guys did.
Yeah, no, they don't. I mean, not even Jay Leno, man.
They pulled Conan off the air.
Yeah.
BC. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was when Conan was still like freaking funny.
Yo, Conan's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every night they've defended my right to poke fun at our leaders and to advocate for subjects that I think are important.
Yeah, I feel like this is like such a like Bob Iger is okay with this. I don't know, man.
Wait, he said poke fun at the leaders. Did he ever poke fun at Biden?
No.
Important by allowing me to use their platform, and I am very grateful.
I don't recall. Chat, who's been watching Jimmy Kimmel? Because I certainly haven't. When was the last time Jimmy Kimmel made fun of Kamala Harris or Biden or anyone on the left?
Or any Democrat.
Like or AOC. I mean, there's a lot of material on the left. It's just I don't know. Has anyone?
Man, that Biden administration was off the charts.
Yeah, like Kamala Harris and her laugh. Like I mean, there was so much.
Dude,
material.
Biden had a tranny party on the White House lawn. Are you kidding?
I mean, SNL made fun of him. Like I'll give it to him for that. Like SNL they had some pretty funny skits about Biden. Portrayed, so I don't get it. I don't get why Kimmel, I don't get why any of these other guys did not take advantage of all the material that was given to them.
Yeah, because I think it's because they're all government mouthpieces now.
For that. With that said, I was not happy when they pulled me off the air on Wednesday. I did not agree with that decision, and I told them that, and we had many conversations. I shared my point of view. They shared theirs. We talked it through, and at the end, even though they didn't have to, they really didn't have to. This is a giant company. We have short attention spans, and I am a tiny part of the Disney Corporation. They welcomed me back on the air, and I thank them for that. That unfortunately, and I think unjustly, this puts them at risk. The President of the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke. He was...
Jimmy, the joke wasn't about Trump. Like, you didn't get fired because you made fun of Trump. You've been making fun of Trump for the entirety of, like, since he started doing
Since
politics.
2015.
Yeah, like, that wasn't the reason you got fired. You got fired because you, like, insinuated that the person who took out Charlie Kirk was MAGA. That's the reason that you got canceled.
Yeah, isn't that
Not
why he
because of
cried?
Trump. Yes, because you cried. Not because Trump, not because of the follow-up joke. Because everybody thinks, like, the left wants to pretend that the reason was because of the follow-up joke to what he said when he said that thing about the shooter. Because after he said that thing about the shooter, the joke went into Donald Trump's reaction to, how he's dealing with the death of Charlie Kirk and how he's basically retarded. So, like, and he thinks that Donald Trump had him canceled for that joke, and that's not what happened. And he's doing revisionist history, like, as we speak. Like, it's the first show back, bro, and you're, like, still doing it.
Somehow able to squeeze Colbert out of CBS. Then he turned his sights on me, and now he's openly rooting for NBC to fire Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers and the hundreds of Americans who work for their shows who don't make millions of dollars. And I hope that if that happens, or if there's even any hint of that happening, you will be 10 times as loud as you were this week. We have to speak out against this stuff because he's not stopping. And it's not just comedy. He's gunning for our journalists too. He's suing them. He's bullying them. Over the weekend, his foxy friend Pete Hegseth announced a new policy that requires journalists with Pentagon press credentials to sign a pledge promising not to report information that hasn't been explicitly authorized for release. That includes unclassified information. They want to pick and choose what the news is. I know that's not as interesting as muzzling a comedian, but it's so important to have a free press, and it is nuts that we aren't paying more attention to it.
That's interesting about that last part. I'm interested. I'm gonna look into it, but it's like, dude, it's not like the left hasn't been doing that too. Like, pick and choose what the news is. I mean, what did you guys think we were doing during COVID? The entire time, that's what was doing biased news. And remember, like, CNN doing the countdown of the people who were dying. I mean,
Yeah.
so much propaganda.
No, it's like I said, he'll have a little surge in ratings this week. Next
Yes.
week, no one's going to care.
No,
Because we're going to move on to the next big shiny thing next week.
Yeah, Daniel too says both sides pick and choose. Exactly, Daniel. They all do it, and then they accuse the other side of doing it. They're like, "You do that," and it's like, dude, you just did that.
Yeah.
Neurodivergent one, thank you for the $2 on Rumble, says, let's get Nina's Rumble channel to over 10K. Everyone over on CommieTube, get over here and follow Nina on Rumble. Yes, go ahead and follow me, you guys, there. And tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a show with the Quartering. Again, he invited me back on, so we're going to be live there on I believe at 1 p.m. Eastern. So follow us over there on Rumble. I think he does. I think he still live streams on YouTube too, but he's mainly on Rumble now. And thank you, Neurodivergent one again for the $2. But yeah, like so the chat, by the way, said that they think 88% thought that he was full of shit, like crocodile tears, and 12% voted no. So most people thought that he was lying. It's crocodile tears.
Well, there was that part, the segment where he talked about Charlie Kirk's wife. We didn't play that, but that's
was there? I didn't
Yeah.
catch up.
Yeah, I thought I mean that to me felt
Do you have a clip of that? We can play it.
yeah, let me pull it up here.
Because that's the only two clips I saw. I was like, I'm not gonna watch this whole show. I don't know how long more it was, but I wasn't one of the people who tuned in, Jimmy. Like, this is not worth it. I'll just watch the free clips on Twitter. That's the only reason I know any of these late night people do anything. It's like the clips on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. I didn't watch it.
Now, meanwhile, by the way, I would be remiss if I didn't report on this. Because meanwhile, Donald Trump did respond to this whole thing. And this is what he said. I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? He is yet another arm of the DNC. To the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution. I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. There you go. That's what Trump said. He says he's going to sue ABC possibly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, he says he thinks this is more lucrative than the 16 million he got from them before. So
yeah, I think you just need to run the country, man. I'm just, I mean, there's things I like about Trump, but there's things that's like, this is nothing. This is literally nothing. Focus on the big stuff, man.
I agree.
I'm with you. I was like, when I read that, I was like, oh my God, can you let it go? Like, this is so dumb. Like, what the fuck, man?
And again, I'm not a Jimmy Kimmel fan. I'm
not either.
I'm just looking at it like, I have a vested interest in our president doing well. Like I want to see him
better things with his
win.
time.
Yes.
Than whatever the hell that is.
So that's my point of reasoning.
I guess the only thing is with Trump, John, is like he has so many lawyers that like I guess maybe he doesn't even have to spend the energy. It's like just his money.
He doesn't, but it's like it's just people in general, especially people right now that are suffering in the middle class, and quite frankly, lower end middle class, right? Economically. Mm-hmm. The last thing, again, maybe there are some people that are just so fanatically Trump fans. They're just absolutely die hard, love the guy no matter what. They are true believers. They are on that end of the spectrum. Trump worshipers. They exist. But
zealots, basically.
Yeah. But for a lot of people that voted him in, for a large demographic of those people, they want him to be working for them. And when you're a multimillionaire going around suing people, like, Jimmy Kimmel or, if you keep on going around suing people, it just, I just don't think it sits well with the average middle-class person.
No, it's just petty. It's just petty. It's immature. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't like it personally.
So that's where I'm coming from, because it's like, what are you going to sue him for? Like, really, is there anything to really sue Jimmy Kimmel over? Like, because if Jimmy Kimmel could get sued over just opening his mouth and saying whatever he wants, like,
well, he's not suing Jimmy Kimmel. He's saying he wants to sue ABC for rehiring Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, it's the same. That's what I mean. It's still the same difference, So now what? A president is going to be able to dictate what people can say and can't say on air,
right?
And what company and staff? Like, if it was if ABC wanted to fucking rehire Jimmy Kimmel, that's their prerogative as a private corporation. Like, what the hell does Trump have to do with it?
Yeah, I don't like the idea of a president trying to strong arm speech he doesn't agree, just because he doesn't necessarily agree with what's being said. That just will never ever. I don't care who's in office. I just, in the same way, I hate the fact that Biden, he basically got channels pulled off of YouTube. The Biden administration did.
Yeah, they just came in and bit it out like that. They were doing that. They were like, "Sorry about that. We're gonna bring some channels back now." It's like, bro, what the fuck?
As much as I disagree with somebody like Jimmy Kimmel, it's important that free speech and the market of free ideas is happening out there so that people can talk. And thankfully we've got social media and we can, but again, it's just like once you start going down the slippery slope of, being able to take out your opponents. Yeah. But anyhow, here's the clip of Kimmel talking about Charlie Kirk's wife.
Okay.
A moment over the weekend, a very beautiful moment. I don't know if you saw this on Sunday. Erica Kirk forgave the man who shot her husband. She forgave him. That is an example we should follow. If you believe in the teachings of Jesus, as I do, there it was. That's it. A selfless act of grace, forgiveness from a grieving widow. It touched me deeply. And I hope it...
Oh, wow, he cried more?
It touches many.
Yeah.
And if there's anything we should take from this tragedy to carry forward, I hope it can be that.
So there was that too that I saw on top of the other clip.
Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. I don't know if I still buy it, but I hate being such a pessimist. Well, at least I'm not alone, because Ruth says he's full of shit. He's full of it. See, Ruth agrees.
I don't mind being a pessimist at all.
He doesn't believe in Jesus.
Well, he said
you don't know that, Daniel.
He said he believes in the teachings of Jesus, so that's kind of could be a caveat in the sense of like he believes in the thing that Jesus taught, but maybe perhaps he doesn't necessarily
not necessarily believe in Jesus.
Yeah. But again, I mean, I'm not. Who knows, man? I don't even.
Yeah, who knows? You can't tell what's in a man's heart, right? Like that's just it's like a weird situation with that. I don't know. I don't know if I buy it just because it's Jimmy Kimmel, but who knows?
I mean, the idea here's the thing. I think people have this. We can have this idea that if somebody is like this very black and white thinking that somebody is just all of one thing or the other. If they're, like if they have a certain view, then we just assume like they must be bad. Like they must be evil throughout.
Right.
Like as if they're like just a villain that is just
just like what they
terrible.
think about Trump. Like just like what they think about like the left thinks about Trump. Like he's just all evil.
Yeah, and his greatest supporters think he's all good and that he can do no wrong. And the reality is like no, people are just human beings. Like they have perspectives that we don't necessarily agree with, but I think they're sincere. Like I think a lot of them do believe they're the good guys. And a lot of them do believe that they have the right position, etc. So it's not like it's coming out of this like villain energy perhaps, you know, like
No.
like they're like they really want to just see the world burn. But people are complicated. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Jimmy Kimmel is a good guy or a bad guy. But in the same way, I want to say, like, you know, I don't think Trump is, you know, Trump's a flawed human being. He's got his issues and problems as well. So it's like,
Yeah.
the whole idea that anybody out there is completely 100% evil or 100% good, that's probably, we're conferring that and we're putting that on them.
Yeah, I mean, I just was like watching a little bit, like I didn't finish it, but I was watching a little bit of the Nick Fuentes interview with the PDB, I don't know how that goes, but the podcast that one dude, the Syrian dude, does it. And I thought it was a really interesting one. Like I was like, you know, getting to know this kind of like very villainous individual that's kind of like been portrayed very villainousy, you know, in the spheres. And I don't really like him at all. Like from all the stuff I've heard him talk about, I usually like disagree vehemently. But I still thought it was like a really interesting interview that kind of was like humanizing him a little bit. Like I was like, you know, I was like, okay, this dude is like kind of like that gray thing just started to like seep in for me. Like I was like, okay, he's not evil. He's just like a, you know, just another person that is very flawed and, you know, has his very shitty takes, but he also has some interesting points and he's had a very interesting life. So I'm looking forward to watching the rest of that interview because I'd like to usually like, you know, dive into people who are so polarizing, you know, because then you don't really have a picture. Like you think you have a picture of who they are, and then you realize, oh, I don't actually have a picture of who they are at all. Lindsay
Especially when
says-
people get away from the camera.
right,
You know, like,
exactly. Nick Fuentes is a snake. See, Lindsay, I kind of think that too, but I also like to see what like I don't know enough about him. Like, let's just say that. I feel like I don't know enough about him, and I feel like I've judged him without knowing enough. So I'm curious. I'm curious to know more about him. Is Nina turning Groiper? Hell no. No. They do not want me in that party because they think I'm a woman and I'm disgusting. So there we
Wait,
go.
turning what?
Groiper, that's like his Nick Fuentes' army is called the Groipers.
And what is a Groiper?
A Groiper is like it's based on that Pepe the Frog meme or whatever. Like I don't know if you know that meme.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's like that. That's his. That's how it started. Like their whole movement was with that meme or whatever that everybody called racist, and then he made America first, and the Groipers became his like kind of like his army or whatever.
Got it.
And
So
again,
his-
see,
it's-
I want to learn more about this. That's why I want to watch the interview.
It's basically his MAGA, right?
It's his MAGA. Like his MAGA is like America first, and the America first people are the Groipers. So
Got it.
yeah. Okay. Last topic of the night. I came across this story by Megyn Kelly that I thought was absolutely fucking insane. I was like, what? Because like just when you think, you know, things can't get any more complicated with regards to the Charlie Kirk shooting and his assassination. Because I am fully into like the conspiracy mode right now with regards to that whole thing, which we're not getting into tonight, but I just have a lot of fucking questions and I'm just like a very conspiracy mind person. But witches have entered the chat. Like it's crazy to me that we're like this is a story. Like I'm just what? Like Etsy witches did what? And so Megyn Kelly tells a story, and I wanted to play this for you guys. Are you guys familiar with this story, John, Dante?
oh yeah, no,
I-
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I heard
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh my god, because this was like crazy to me. I watched this last night, and I was like, "The hell did I just listen to?" But this is what's going on, you guys. If you're not aware, this is it.
About all of this hit was published on Monday, September 8th. It makes clear that the writer contracted for the curse in late August. She says she wanted it to line up with the new moon in Virgo, which this year meant August 23rd. That tracks because she points out in the piece that by August 24th, she was waiting impatiently for results. The witch, they reveal, promised on August 23rd that, quote, you will see the first results within 2 to 3 weeks. This was 18 days before Charlie was killed. Not satisfied with this curse, the amped up one alone, Jezebel reached out to a, quote, third witch, Priestess Lilith. Jezebel opined, if enough people cursed a single person, would the results be stronger? Quote, when I asked her if she'd noticed more political figures being targeted these days, she said yes. The next day, Lilith sent the Jezebel writer proof of the hex she had cast, quote, a photograph in flames, the edges slowly curling inward, engulfing Charlie's ridiculous, scrunched up little face. She whispered, I imagine, writes the Jezebel reporter, trust the unseen. Chills, writes Jezebel. Sunday, August 24th passed, writes the author, and nothing. Monday, August 25th, still nothing. Tuesday, August 26th, nothing. But then she writes, she reminded herself, this is witchcraft, not Amazon. The forces operate on their own schedule. The Jezebel writer ends the piece as follows. So, did my Etsy curses work? Time will tell. The forces move in mysterious ways. And as the priestess Lilith reminded me, spell work is a collaboration between the caster, the client, and the universe itself. For now, we can only trust in the
what the fuck
timing of the great unknown. To you, Mr. Kirk, may the rash come swiftly.
May the rash?
2.5 weeks after
wrath,
I think that wrath
were requested and cast 2 days after Jezebel published that article, Charlie was killed by an assassin's bullet. I know what you're thinking. This is a bullshit Etsy curse. Why are we spending time on this? I'm going to get to that in a minute. Stay with me for now. After the shooting, Jezebel took down the article, quote, on the recommendation of our lawyers. They underscored that the piece was meant to be humorous, intended as satire, and that they made clear they wished Charlie, quote, no physical harm, which isn't the full story now, is it? At the same time, they said of the article, quote, we stand by every word, which means they did want him cursed. They wanted everyone to hate him. They wanted it to be powerful, and they wanted Charlie, quote, punished for years of regressive rhetoric.
This is wild.
They also made clear that taking down the article was, quote, driven by an abundance of caution for our staff. In other words, they were worried about violence against them by Charlie Kirk supporters. They also, they wrote, wished, quote, to avoid the piece being misused in a tense and volatile environment. There was not, they made clear, any change in their editorial and judgment. In fact, they emphasized, quote, we may republish at a later date. They then rambled on about the country's gun problem and the heated political divide in the country and free speech, noting they do not actually condone political violence. Now, again, you may be saying to yourself, why are we talking about Etsy curses? None of this is real. Well, 2 things. First of all, Christians are opposed to casting spells or trying to contact the spirit world, not only because they believe there's only one God, but because they acknowledge the existence of the devil and evil spirits. Here is Father Mike Schmidt. He was on the day Charlie died, helping us through that as well. But he came on our show first time a couple of years ago, and here he is discussing this very subject.
The motivation behind the Ouija board is actually something where I'm trying to contact spirits. And someone could say, well, I'm trying to contact nice spirits or good spirits. And the unfortunate thing we know about is that, yes, when God created angels, he created angels. They're good. They're beautiful. They're in harmony with him. But also we know that a number of those said no to God. A person who's reasonable would say, but I'm just playing. And I would say, I completely understand that. And then I would say, at the same time, you remember the movie The Exorcist?
Of course.
Yeah. How can you forget it? So that story is based off of 2 true stories. And one of the true stories is, I believe, about, if I can get the details right, is about a young man who was at, kind of like a birthday party, some kind of celebration of some sort with kids. And they just busted out the Ouija board and just played for fun. But that was an entry point for what ultimately became.
This is one of those, like, just because you can doesn't mean you should kind of things.
Well,
Like, just because you can't pop the Tylenol while you're pregnant doesn't mean you should, just to stick it to Trump. Just because you can bust out a Ouija board and try and contact, some fucking crazy spirit thing doesn't mean you should.
Well, also, it depends on who believes it, right? I mean, for me, look, my family's from New Orleans, and there's some background with that, right? I mean,
right. Yeah.
So I make an effort to not believe in the things my family believes in. I'm not saying I don't believe in it. I'm just saying I choose not to mess with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And certain things you shouldn't mess with. Now, again, it's all about what you believe, but here's the thing. Just because you don't believe it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know what
exactly.
I mean?
I really do, because I believe in that kind of stuff. I'm one of those weirdos, though. Like, I actually believe in it, and that's why I don't fuck with it, because I think it exists. So I'm kind of like Megan Kelly. I'm like, don't fuck with that shit, man. You just don't fuck with it.
When I go to New Orleans, it's funny because there's certain parts of that city where you feel presence. Like it's not even like you can't even deny what you're feeling, man. Like it's
right.
It's
tangible.
There's some shit out there, man, and you can't play with it. That's the thing. That whole we're having a birthday party, let's break out the Ouija board. You don't play with shit like that.
No.
A possession.
In other words, you're playing with fire, messing with this stuff. There actually are demons in this world. Calling up the spirit world, in particular the devil's spirit world, can actually have real world consequences. It's not something to mess with. Many Christians believe this. This is dangerous. It's not a game. It's literally evil.
Yeah.
Second, this is what I really want you all and the people at Jezebel and Etsy to know. Erica and Charlie Kirk heard about these curses, and that news genuinely rattled Erica in particular. She knew Christian teaching on this subject. She loved Charlie, absolutely. And she was scared when she heard of the curses Jezebel had called up. So much so that she and Charlie contacted a friend who I believe she said was a Catholic priest, but definitely a friend, and asked him to come over and pray with them over Charlie the night before he was murdered.
Oh, that's so sad.
She eventually worked it through, and so did Charlie. That, as she later told me, weapons will form but not prosper. That Satan and those witches have no power. Of course, God's will is the one that matters, and his blessing over Charlie was real and palpable. All you had to do was spend time with Charlie to know that. But why torture a family like this? A Christian,
they're sick,
believing family.
They're sick.
Why do this vile thing to a young couple, parents to two babies, living in accordance with the gospel, deeply in love? Yes, political, but doing nothing other than speaking publicly about their views and their desires to make other people's lives better. Who would do such a vile thing? Jezebel, that's who. And unbelievably, Etsy.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That this whole story really messed me up. And I just looked it up. This is one of the girls. Lily Sparks, who says, "I'm the Etsy witch that cursed Charlie Kirk." This bitch right here.
Charlie Kirk. I'm as surprised as you guys are. I didn't think it was gonna work. I'm a bit of a newer witch. I did get this off Reddit. There was an old one, 2007.
Okay, I can't take her serious, man, with that hat. I just can't.
Yeah, that's all.
It's too on the nose, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
She's trying too hard.
The thing is, too, that it didn't happen when they said it was going to happen.
Right.
You know, so there's that element. I think even with the I mean, gosh, somebody like Charlie Kirk, there were probably people putting curses on him all the time. All these witches, all these feminist witches. Even with Trump, I think after the assassination, wasn't there a report that came out that some witches put a curse on him?
Oh, I'm sure they probably did.
I'll see if I can find it, but I remember hearing about that too. I'm sure it's like sometimes this stuff is a matter of like just sheer coincidence, like timing wise. Kind of like terrorists taking credit for something that they're not even really a part of.
Yeah, like a copycat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just my sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, no, this is a chick who literally burns incense and drinks like herbal tea and thinks she's a fucking witch. No, this is some bullshit right here.
I'll say this. Look, like E. Clay said, this is so stupid. You can do better, Megan. Look, she's really religious, and it is kind of alarming. Like, it's kind of alarming that a bunch of witches are getting together and like cursing people who believe in this kind of shit. Like, that's messed up. I didn't even know this. I will say this. I didn't even know Etsy curses was a thing until this story. Like, I was like, they do what?
I mean, just the fact that it's an Etsy curse is some bullshit. You know what I mean? It's
like people are paying. So I assume people are paying for these curses. Like,
yeah, I didn't even know this was a thing. Like, I didn't even know this was a thing. But apparently, you can go to some fucking Etsy store where these witches, are gonna give you your special curse. Like, for
Nina, what are you doing? This could be a side hustle for you. You could be an Etsy witch.
Just pray, just bless all the people that are getting cursed.
Exactly.
Look at these comments. Like, look at this. Do you do roommates? Like, this person wants to. This person wants to curse their roommate. Somebody give her 5 stars now. Reddit, not Tumblr. Support your local Etsy witch.
Nina, I'm telling you, you're missing an opportunity here, man.
I'm not wearing this hat. Can you imagine? Oh my God. Nina could be the white witch.
There you go.
I am white. That's true. Man, hold on. Let's see what else is
going. Yes, I am raising my prices. I am the Etsy witch.
You see, I'm raising my prices. I'm done. There's no way, man.
Did she say devices or vices?
Did she say prices?
I think she said prices.
I didn't hear it. Okay, prices. Oh my God, that's crazy. This is.
I mean, crazy. I guess I don't know. How do witches work? Is there altruistic witches that they curse people for? I mean, I guess they all want to make a buck.
Miss Cleo could never. What the fuck?
Wow. Look, man, I have dated a legit witch before, and I didn't know she was a witch at the time, but
what?
But she didn't charge, and she didn't wear fucking hats like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just found out that somebody I knew closely somebody I knew closely. I'm trying to see if I can tell the story. But I had a close friend and we're no longer friends. But I found out after the friendship ended that she was a witch and she was doing like this kind of weird shit. And I was like, what? Because I was like, I guess I really didn't know her. Like, I'm trying to figure this. Like, I was just kind of like, what happened exactly? Like, trying to figure it out. And then, you just really like think to yourself, like, I didn't even know this person. And like, they're into like witchery and like cursing people. Well, and I found out she cursed me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like so pissed.
It depends on what kind of witch, right? Because there's Wiccans who are supposed to be like good witches. They call them the white witches. Basically, they deal in white magic, and
yeah.
Usually these chicks are just like granola chicks who like dabble in
Vegan.
herbs. Yeah, get naked and do weird sex shit. Like that's usually what the white witches do.
Oh my god.
And dark witches tend to mess with blood a lot. So
Oh my god.
I know way too much about this shit to not be involved in it, but
You're like, I've seen enough. I can
Oh
only
my
imagine
God.
dating a witch, man. That'd be enough. That'd be like one done.
she was a wild one, yeah, for sure.
Wow. How long did you date her for?
I mean, it was like we dated for like 6 months.
You know she cursed you, right?
She probably did. I'm pretty sure she did, 'cause
You
it ended
probably have-
badly. So
You probably have some sort of curse on you.
There is a Bible verse because I thought about this. It's called the curse causeless, or from Proverbs 26. The curse causeless shall not come, which means an unfounded or undeserved curse will not have any power or effect.
yeah,
Oh.
and the thing is, she was a Wiccan, so the Wiccans also believe that if they did bad curses will come to them. So they don't mess with bad curses.
That's interesting. What is this, John?
Good. Oh, so this was, I think, shortly after or was this like right before the assassination? I can't remember, but I remember hearing about this self-proclaimed witches saying that spells they weren't working against Trump. So there were people.
Oh yeah, I remember that because that happened right before, like right after he got shot, right? And then they took a shot at him, and then like it didn't work. So they were like, the curses didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
so
world has become
anyhow.
so crazy, man. Did you guys hear that other show got canceled? The Savant.
Oh yeah.
No.
John, you didn't hear about that?
No, the Savant. What's that?
Yeah, so the Savant got canceled. That was an Apple Plus show. Well, it's not canceled. Let me rephrase that.
It's put on indefinite hold.
Yes, it's been put on hold. I think I posted it in, where did I post? Okay, there it is. I posted it like in one of our group chats. But okay, here it is. This is actually the response of the actress that was in it. So John, this is the show. It's about like the Savant was supposed to be like this kind of weird show about some Karen lady that busts online terrorists.
No. She went after white supremacy.
Right, but they were supposed to be like domestic terrorists, but they were portrayed as like white supremacists and stuff like that. Allegedly, this story is supposed to be based on a true story, but I don't know. I think they embellished it. So this one says Jessica Chastain released a statement on the postponed release of her Apple Plus TV Plus series, The Savant, saying that she is not aligned with the streamer's decisions to pause the show, a move driven largely by the recent killing of Charlie Kirk. In the last 5 years since we've been, she says this, she's like, end quotes. In the last 5 years since we've been making the show, we've seen an unfortunate amount of violence in the United States, the kidnapping attempt of Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, the January 6th attack on the Capitol, the assassination attempts on President Trump, the political assassinations of domestic representatives in Minneapolis, the attack on Speaker Pelosi's husband, the assassination of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, and the recent shooting at the ABC affiliate station in California, and over 300 school shootings across the country. There was also an ICE shooting today, right? Like in Texas.
Yeah.
But also this one specifically, the domestic, the Speaker Pelosi's husband's attack, wasn't that like not a political one? And like, wasn't that guy like a scorned lover or something? Like, I didn't think that was a political attack.
I heard,
Maybe
yes, it was personal. It wasn't like a political thing at all.
Right. Like, I'm just trying to point out that, like, while, like, shooting President Trump is a little bit different than Speaker Pelosi's husband possibly being in a domestic dispute.
Wait. So the guy who attacked Paul Pelosi was banging that guy?
Allegedly.
Wow.
Something weird was going on.
Yeah.
I mean, and that says something, man, because Nancy has some pretty big knockers, dude. So I mean, that guy, yeah, he must be very gay.
That was the rumor. I don't know if it's true. That was a rumor that like that guy was very upset about something to do with like love issues, not about like their policies. Oh boy. But okay, keep going on this. These incidents, though far from encompassing the full range of violence witnessing in the United States, illustrate a broader mindset that crosses the political spectrum and must be confronted. I've never shielded away from difficult subjects, and while I wish this show wasn't so relevant, unfortunately, it is. So she thinks that these white supremacists need to be stopped at all costs.
I must be living in the dark here. Like, is white supremacy like a big deal? Because it's not something that comes across my radar at all. And I'm black. Like, I don't even see right. Like, where are all these white supremacists at? Like, I get it. I'm in LA, right? I get it. I'm probably not.
Well, they're trying to say that the white supremacists. Well, okay. So originally they were saying that the white supremacists are basically like everybody now because of the Donald Trump is like Hitler. So everybody's like a white supremacist now that follows him. But then they kind of like narrowed it down a bit more. So Nick Fuentes is like the new kind of like white supremacist leader. Like, cause he's allegedly supposed to be kind of like David Duke, right? Like he's a little bit more.
Now I have been called the blackface of white supremacy before by some leftists. But I don't think it's the same thing.
No, not at all. But like allegedly, like I mean, that's kind of like the way Nick Fuentes is being portrayed now as like the new David Duke. But he certainly doesn't wear any like swastikas or anything. So I'm not quite sure if that's completely accurate, but
I think swastikas and like hoods, like that's old hat now. You know, like
right.
I don't think modern times they're going to be wearing that stuff. You know.
Yeah. It's I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think there's like probably a really small group still that
it still exists. It's very like even
just fringe, like extremely fringe.
Yeah. It's out there, but how much terrorism are they doing? I don't know. You know, it seems like there's a lot of biker clubs, you know, or like Fourth Reich or
but those guys are all like gun dealers and shit.
Yeah.
They were trying to say that the guy that shot up the ICE thing today was well, not like a white supremacist, but they were trying to at least say he was MAGA first, and then they were like, he's white. And then
they were shooting at the guards, at the ICE agents, right? They weren't shooting at the people
Well, the guy was retarded and he shot at the van and at the building. So he didn't really have a target from what I understand. And he ended up just killing the people he was trying to rescue or something. Like, I don't know. I haven't looked too much into it, but from what I read.
So he shot one of the detainees?
He's shot multiple detainees.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think he got any of the ICE agents at all.
I'm here to save you.
Detainees. Yeah.
You're a terrible shot.
From what I understand, I mean, maybe the chat could probably correct me, but I think that's what happened. Is like they missed like really badly. Wow. But with regards to the Jessica Chastain show, again, like I just think Apple read the room at that point and was just like, you know, this dude just died. We have a show that's coming out that's talking about a dude probably like Charlie Kirk being like the main enemy. That's like, you know, a white Christian man like talking to the young kids and like whatever. And like, you know, it was probably a bad look. So
it was a bad look. And here's the thing. I think a lot of these networks now, they're doing the thing they always do, right? When something happens, when something violent happens, they go into this We need to turn the rhetoric down. We need to turn the temperature down, right? They do all this shit, and the problem is that that lasts for about 2 weeks, and then they're back to doing it again.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And like that's what I heard too. Basically, he thought he was shooting the ICE agents in the van, but it was full of immigrants instead. That's what I heard.
Wow, way to fuck that up. I mean,
yeah. Okay, so here's something from AP News that we can show. It says one detainee killed and 2 others critically injured. That's what it says. This is for like an hour ago. And I believe that guy's dead now, the guy that did it. One detainee killed, 2 others critically injured in Dallas ICE facility, Homeland Security says.
oh my God, Nina, did you see the Pokemon thing, the ice thing?
Oh my God, yes.
You got to play that. I mean, it's fucked up, but you got to play it.
Did you see the Theo Vaughn one? And like he was mad. Okay, let me see if I can find that.
I'm pretty sure I reshared it somewhere. Let me see if I have it.
Okay, if you have it, pull it up. The guy
right here.
See, okay, this is one of those instances where I was like, where are the adults? Because this is it's becoming ridiculous. Like now fucking ICE is playing like the Pokemon card song or whatever. Like I was just like,
they're making cards out of the detainees.
Or like, yeah, like what the fuck is happening right now? This can't be real. Like I was just like, I don't know. I didn't laugh too hard at this. I was just like, this is just perfect.
I wanna be.
I laughed my ass off.
No one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em. If you and me, I know it's my destiny. Pokemon,
it's so fucked up.
My best friend in a world.
This is so mental. Like, I'm telling you, Lindsay, like, where are the adults? Like, they're using Pokemon as a fucking song for getting immigrants or like illegal immigrants or whatever, rounding up illegal immigrants. This is.
I mean, look, it is fucked up. But here's the thing: if we don't laugh, we cry, right? So.
Must defend Pokemon, gotta catch 'em. Our hearts are true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Wow. They actually have fucking Pokemon
The
cards.
cards are the best.
Yeah, they're.
Wow.
I wonder how many
This
ice.
dude. Attempted murder? Jesus.
Yeah. I'm like, does this work as a video to get young people to join? You know,
it could be a recruitment thing,
right?
Yeah, I mean, I think what is it, like the $50,000 like sign up bonus?
Is that still a thing?
Well, I mean, it was. I don't like when did it stop? They didn't put out a notice to say it stopped. Like, you know,
50,000 just to sign up and join? Really?
That's nuts. You're gonna have illegal immigrants.
I mean, shit. I might join ICE.
Right? 50 grand signing bonus. You probably got to stay for a certain amount of time, or there's got to be something to that. But yeah, it's not a bad deal.
I mean, look, I see these guys all the time out here in downtown LA, and they are literally just rounding these people up. The thing is, though, if your mask comes off, man, and you're exposed, dude, your life is fucking in danger.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, and also maybe you shouldn't be like a terrible human being that's going around like you know, committing these kind of crimes. I don't know. Can't really feel bad for those kind of people.
Well, they make it sound like it's all like these families that are getting rounded up, and grandmas are getting rounded up, and you know,
especially like this specific crime.
Yeah.
Like deporting. how about deport them off the planet? Like,
Yeah.
just like go. Like, not even like he doesn't deserve to go back to his own country. He deserves to be off the planet. Send him to Mars. Like, give Elon Musk all of these fucking whatevers and be like, we're going to Mars to build a society for human beings in the future. But so a lot of them are gonna.
But here's my question
spend
too:
their lives there.
why does the responsibility fall directly on us, right? Like, how come like Mexico isn't being held accountable for people crossing their border?
That's a good question. I think like Mexico, it's somewhat accountable, certainly. But like a lot of them aren't even from Mexico. They're like from like Honduras and like other places that come through Mexico.
Oh, they
So
come through Mexico. Got it. Right.
yeah. So Mexico is kind of like the fuck, like because they're like
Right.
these aren't even our people. They're like mostly from Honduras and other places, and they're just traveling through to get to the States. And yeah, like I mean, like they should perhaps stop a lot of them, but most of the time they're like, well, they're not staying here, so
Right.
ace. You know what I mean? I mean, and that's kind of like the nature of things, Dante. Like I feel like most humans don't really want to take up any responsibility about anything ever. So, if they can just pass off whatever that
No,
inconvenient
I
thing
get
is,
that, man. But
it's very just like, whatever. I'm just gonna look away, But yeah, so I guess before we wrap it up tonight, let's end it on a not a heartwarming, but like a lighter topic, which is what have you watched recently that you've enjoyed? John, what was the last thing you watched that you enjoyed that you recommend to people to watch?
Conan the Barbarian. Yeah, check out Conan
Ooh.
the Barbarian.
Okay.
I
like the 80s movie with Arnold?
Yeah, 1982. I have to admit, I never, for whatever reason, growing up as a kid, which is when I would have seen it or when I should have seen it, maybe because there was nudity in it, maybe that's why. But yeah, I never saw it. So I finally watched it, and man, that movie is, yeah, you're never going to see movies made like that again.
It's been a long time since I've watched that movie, so I should probably give that movie a rewatch.
Oh yeah, you definitely should, man. That was like peak
I watched
Arnold
the movie
too.
when I was very young. I remember watching that when I was very young. I barely remember any of this.
I started well, that's Conan and the Destroyer. So I started watching that last night. Yeah, and I hear, and it's not quite. It's kind of like a little bit too, in some ways, like cleaned up, a little too shiny. Like I like the first one has this like really gritty mythic feel to it, and James Earl Jones is he's the bad guy. Just some old school, like just good old fashioned filmmaking and storytelling.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. What about you, Dante?
I've been watching a lot of movies lately, but TV shows, people will argue with me about this, back and forth, but I liked Alien Earth. I thought it was fun.
Okay.
I know Gary hates it and a bunch of other people hate it, but I really dug it. Definitely different than the movies to some degree, but actually in a weird way, kind of more like the movies than most of the sequels have been.
Okay.
So I kind of dig Alien Earth. I've also been watching Gen V, which is also a good show if you like The Boys. It's the spin-off of The Boys, and it's a fun show. It's to me, I actually enjoy it a lot better than The Boys. It's a little bit more of a focused show, and not as.
I still haven't watched The Boys, so.
Oh well, yeah, you should probably. The first 2 seasons are pretty good, are damn good. After that, it gets a little wonky. So.
Yeah, I heard they got like TDS. So
yeah, very much so.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay, so what was this show called? The spinoff?
Gen V. It's just basically like the college version of that world, but it's pretty damn good.
Okay, Gen V. I'm trying to pull it up. Have you been watching the new, what's it called? Peacemaker?
I have. It's
Has it
not
been
as
doing
good as
better?
the first season for me. I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Is
Yeah,
it
that's
like getting
indeed.
better though? Because I remember like people were not impressed with like the first episode or first
You
couple.
know, here's the thing. The first 5 episodes are out, right?
Okay.
And I guess the people in the industry, like the Shields and other people who are higher up, got the first 5 seasons early so that they could watch it and review it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now these last 3 episodes supposedly are supposed to be like big episodes because they're going to tie into like the next Superman movie. Like they're
Oh.
going to tie into Man of Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So starting
Alright.
tomorrow is the lead up to Man of Tomorrow.
I'm definitely gonna watch it like when it's all done. Because I watched the first season because I was like, oh, I want to see what's up, why it ties into Superman. So I'm definitely gonna watch it, but I'm just gonna wait until it's all done so I can binge it.
It's probably a better idea.
I will say this, Lindsay, you definitely should watch Tulsa King. Tulsa King is great. I haven't watched Mobland yet. I've heard it's good. I haven't watched it, but Tulsa King is great.
I haven't seen either one yet.
Yeah, Tulsa King is great, dude. I highly recommend it, especially the first season. The first season I thought was like something else. The second season was like it was fine.
I've heard from a few different people. Second season wasn't all that great. First season was good though.
Yeah, first season was great. It was just like I feel like the second season was just unnecessary. Like you're like, do we really need this? Like I don't know, but it was fine. Like it was still fine. So, but I still recommend both just because he's great. What's his name? Sylvester Stallone. He's just great. And while he's around, you want to appreciate what he's doing. I have been watching a new series. I'm not done yet. This is an older series. I believe it was made in like 2018, and so it's all available on Prime. But I just recently started watching it because my mom actually recommended it to me, and I love this kind of like murder mystery. It's called the Truth About the Harry Kubert Affair, and I thought it like so far it's been really good. Like, and it's only 10 episodes. So if you're into like the murder mystery kind of thing, this one's definitely a good one.
Is that Patrick Dempsey?
Yeah. And there's a
Okay,
lot
yeah.
of really interesting actors in it. What's his name is in it? Like I was like, oh my God, is that the dude from Star Trek? Matt Frewer. It's the guy that played the guy from TNG that played Broccoli or Barkley. He was in it, and then Newman's in it from Seinfeld, Wayne Knight. Like they're just random roles. And then Damon Wayans is in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's pretty good in it. And there's this young guy that I'd never seen before. His name is he's like the other main character. And his name is Ben Schnetzer. And he's pretty good, but I'd never seen him in anything else before this. So I was like, okay, he's interesting. But yeah, it's a good show. I like him. I like the show so far. It's good. It's good. I'll let you guys know if I fully appreciated the ending. But so far it's been nice. It's been nice. So that's it. That's for the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Dante, tell everyone what you got going on next and where people can find you.
Yeah, so tomorrow, guys, my show will be up VRL 6 o'clock PST. So be sure to tune in for that on YouTube. I've been haven't been making as many videos lately because I'm trying to finish this book I've been writing. It's actually finished. I just in the process of formatting and doing all that stuff, and it should be out next month.
Awesome. What's it about?
Yeah. It's just basically it's a book on dating for young guys out there. It's like my 20 years of being a bartender, just the things I've seen, learned, and done. And I'm trying to help these lads out when they're out there out in these streets trying to meet some ladies, man. So yeah, it's just a book on dating. It's funny, it's fun, and helpful. It's actually very helpful. So guys, when a book is out, be sure to buy it.
Yes. Well, you're gonna come on here and promote it. So
Oh yeah, we're
we'll,
gonna talk all
we'll
about
promote
it. So.
definitely. We're gonna promote the book. It's gonna be great. And John, what's going on with you? What you got coming up next?
I got the other channel, John Talks Entertainment. I do intend to put some videos up on that. And then we got John Talks 2. And we've got the Cool Comics Company, which it seems like there's not a whole lot going on, but there is. It's
in the works.
It's in the works. So if you want to subscribe to that, go ahead. But I appreciate that, Nina. Thank you.
Yeah, it's in the description. All of his channels, including the Cool Comic Company. Is that what it was?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can call it 3C for sure. It's a
okay,
it's a
3C or Cool Comic Company. It's all in the description, including Dante's links as well in the description. Make sure you follow them, as well as, of course, Viva Frei. So if you're not following Viva, make sure you're following him either on YouTube or, better yet, Rumble, because he does most of his content there. And you can find me tomorrow on the Quarterings channel at 1 p.m. Eastern. I believe that's 1 p.m. Eastern, yes. And on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern on here, where I balance out this show with the crazy stuff that's going on with my positive news show called Good News, Infinite Hope. So I will be here on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you want some white pilling, come and hang out with me. And yeah, so thank you so much, everyone, for watching the show tonight. If you're interested in helping out further with regards to the ostriches, make sure you go and follow me on Twitter, retweet me and retweet. And like, if you're Canadian, especially out there, please make sure you are contacting your member of parliament. And like, if you want to help, maybe phone the RSMP. I provided the numbers in that tweet that we talked about with Viva earlier, but it's all going to be on my Twitter page as well. So if you guys follow me, you will be able to access that stuff. So thank you again.
Don't forget to promote your Etsy witch page as well. So.
That's a work in progress. That's coming. That's the next gig is you know what my gig is going to be is to lift curses from people.
There
like
you go.
I'll be like,
yeah.
I'm doing
like the middleman or something.
Yeah, like I'm doing
like I'll intercept your curse and I'll put it back on the person who cursed you.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna be doing the curse bouncing. Like I'm just like, I'll provide protection for the curse.
And you kind of have that gypsy look. So I'm telling you, you would make a fortune.
I'm gonna call myself I can't call myself Miss Cleo. I'll be like Miss Nina. I'm Miss Nina.
There you go. See?
Yeah. If you have the story that like I'm a reformed witch, so it's like I know how all this stuff works out. So I'm the perfect person to deflect, to actually take and lift curses and just slap them right back to where they came from.
This is a gold mine.
Oh my God, I might have to make a channel called Ms. Nina the Witch. Oh my God. You guys imagine?
Well, you're like an anti-witch, I guess. Or
I'm the white witch. I'm the white witch that's like, undoing the curses.
You're the white witch that's going to
I undo Etsy curses.
Yeah. I was gonna make a reference to white, you're gonna take the curse from the white bitch, and you're gonna a lot of these witches are that's what you would imagine. Anyhow, okay. We've gone off.
Oh my God.
We've gone off
Okay, yes, thank you so much, everyone, for joining tonight. And special thanks to those of you who super chatted, became a member, gifted memberships, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for supporting the channel the way that you do. And we will see you guys next time. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Karens, take your curses. All you Karens.
Yes. No more curses.